It's going to be a really big moment for English Premier League, Stan. And those teams, I always feel sorry for them at this stage, because as the banners and badges of Manchester United and Chelsea are unveiled in the centre stage, in the centre of the pitch, they're just waiting to get on with their business.
They are the players now, just seeing them warm up in the tunnel, just limbering up, just shaking those muscles off. Very, very workmanlike Wayne Rooney, a big smile on his face as he's coming out. Don't know whether that belies a few nerves. Ashley Cole and Didier Drogba right at the back, steely-eyed, realises the value that he has on the Chelsea side. But it's a massive, massive night for English football. Back in the day, when England and its teams were barred from Europe after Heysel, nobody could have thought that this scenario would happen. The two teams are coming out.
Here they come, away to our right, Manchester United and Chelsea, with an extraordinary scene in front of them here, with the balloons about to be let off into the dark Moscow sky ahead of us, and they make their way slowly, purposefully towards the centre of this pitch. It's Rio Ferdinand, of course, in charge as captain of Manchester United, and what a moment too for John Terry as he leads Chelsea out. Away to my left is the big wave of welcome from the Manchester United fans. The balloons go high up into the sky. The 21st of May 2008, Moscow, where the English Premier League ruled Club Europe. But which team? What tactics? Whose talent? Who will turn things their way tonight? Chelsea or Manchester United? For BBC Sport, our team of Graham Taylor, Stan Collymore, Mike Ingamachi, football correspondent, and first, here's Alan Green.
Welcome everyone, wherever you're listening tonight. Welcome to another Champions League final on the BBC. I say another, but it's not quite just another Champions League final, is it? This, arguably, is the greatest club game we've ever covered on the Corporation, because not only is it the greatest club competition in the world, the Champions League, undisputed in that role, but we have two English finalists. And if there is just a little pointer to what might happen, the two previous occasions in 2000 and 2003, when we've had teams from the same nation competing in the final, Real Madrid against Valencia in 2000, AC Milan against Juventus in 2003, that one was at Old Trafford. Each time it was the team finishing lower in the league that won the Champions League. So, is that an omen for Chelsea? The anthem, that marvellous anthem, concludes. The players will be nervous. They can't wait to get on with it. We've had that silly opening ceremony, which is purely for the benefit of television and means absolutely nothing to the fans inside the ground, but 'twas ever thus. The two lineups. First of all, Manchester United. The goalkeeper is Van der Sar. Then the defenders, Brown, Ferdinand, Vidic and Evra. In midfield, Hargreaves, Scholes, Carrick. Then Ronaldo, Rooney and Tevez. Not quite sure what order that's going to form in midfield and attack, but we'll know pretty soon after they kick off. Chelsea's lineup and formation is very familiar. Goalkeeper is Cech. The defence, Essien, Carvalho, Terry and Cole. Makelele holding in midfield with Ballack and Lampard pushing forward. Then Cole and Malouda in the wide positions and Drogba through the middle. Essien at right back, Graham Taylor.
I think it was always going to be, isn't it? Ever since he's been moved back there to make sure you can accommodate both Ballack and Lampard, I think it was always on. I think, like many people, we would prefer to see him in midfield, because that's where he's powerful, he comes on. But I can well understand him leaving the team as it is, because he is capable of still coming forward from that right-back position.
The referee, no favourite of Chelsea's, Lewis Winkel from Slovakia. According to Jose Mourinho, he awarded a ghost goal at Anfield in that famous Champions League semi-final meeting between Liverpool and Chelsea. Garcia officially scored it. Chelsea remain convinced to this day that the ball never crossed the line. Chelsea's players, not quite in a huddle, but they're all embracing at the moment. Manchester United's Ronaldo is wandering amongst his colleagues, shaking hands. Michael Carrick's doing exactly the same thing. It looks as if United in their red shirts, white shorts and white socks will kick off this 2008 Champions League final. Ridiculously kicking off, of course, at 11:15 in the evening in Moscow. So it will finish officially on the Thursday. Chelsea all in blue. The referee takes the signals from his two linesmen, and the sooner he blows the whistle, the sooner those players will feel better. We're underway, and immediately Owen Hargreaves is playing down the right side of the midfield. In fact, the ball is played towards Hargreaves. It goes beyond him and behind for a goal kick. Now, that was the official lineup that UEFA gave out in their pre-match information. It's not always reliable, but that's where he is.
Straight away he's come out onto that right flank, and you therefore say both Rooney and Tevez now are playing as two forwards, and Manchester United are playing a 4-4-2 formation with Ronaldo on the left-hand side,
which puts Ronaldo up against Essien, of course. Goal kick taken by Czech. Here's Lampard hooking it on to Drogba, back towards Lampard, but didn't get the pass right. Hargreaves picked it up, then he was tackled and the ball's out of play. In fact, it's gone behind for a goal kick. I thought initially it'd gone out for a throw-in, but no, it'll give an early touch for Van der Sar.
Well, it all shows what we all know. We were all talking about. We can't see that midfield being anything but the three of them in there. We didn't think that Hargreaves would come and play in a wide position, but that is exactly what has happened.
He's well capable of doing that, Hargreaves. Here is Hargreaves heading the goal kick on, collected by Rooney. Rooney miscontrols the ball. It's taken off him by John Terry, and then snapped forward by Ballack. Drogba does well, playing it to the left-hand side, and here's Malouda over the halfway line into the United half, tackled and beaten by Hargreaves, and Malouda was tugging at the England player's shirt, so he concedes a free kick to Manchester United.
Straightforward decision for the referee there.
And the free kick taken by Ferdinand. Here's Paul Scholes. Scholes to Evra on the far side of the field. On now to Ronaldo, and Ronaldo's brought down by Essien. Now, that was a meaty challenge by the Ghanaian. Free kick awarded, of course. Scholes takes it to Ronaldo again. Back to Scholes. Ronaldo collects 15 yards over the halfway line. A couple of fancy step overs. Then he lays it on towards Evra. Evra got past the marker, and good tackle, and then came in from Joe Cole, putting it out for a throw-in.
Yeah, lively start. I mean, although the game has only been playing a couple of minutes or so, Manchester United look really up for it, and they're moving the ball about well.
Manchester United attacking the end to our right in the first half. That's the end behind which the Chelsea fans are. They don't make best use of that throw-in. Drogba winning the ball in the air. Then he was fouled, I think, by Vidic. Yes, it's a free kick. So a few scrappy free kicks awarded by the referee, who's undoubtedly one of the best in Europe.
Very good. I think, Alan, it's one of the points. Vidic will have to decide, should he go in and challenge for that ball on Drogba, or sometimes just let him have it.
Here's Drogba playing it on towards Joe Cole. It's knocked away to safety by Vidic. And here's Wes Brown, the right full-back for Manchester United. Champions of the Premier League in England yet again. Second successive season. Brown on towards Hargreaves. Hargreaves definitely fouled Ashley Cole. He just barged into his England colleague, and it's a free kick to Chelsea. It hasn't settled down yet at all.
No, it just needs to. But as I say, Manchester United really look up for the game as well, and coming out with this 4-4-2 formation, it gives them that feeling that let's be very positive about things.
There certainly are empty seats in the Nicky Arena, particularly at the Chelsea end. There was one Chelsea charter flight that was cancelled, and 200 fans with tickets never got anywhere near Russia. But their team's on the attack now. Lampard onto Malouda, left of the United penalty, gets a good cross in, headed away well by Vidic, further clear by Carrick. Then Malouda picks it up again, onto his left foot, lower cross this time, bounces towards Ferdinand, and he hooks it high, and out it comes off Malouda's head. Is it out for a throw-in? No, it's not. Here's Hargreaves from Manchester United to Carrick. Carrick hits it to the halfway line. Terry intercepts, launches the ball forward, straight through to Van der Sar.
It's a good cross by Malouda earlier there from a standing position. He was able to whip it in. Fortunately for Manchester United, I think it was Ferdinand got his head to it.
You're listening to BBC Radio. Manchester United 0, Chelsea 0. Scholes leaves it for the captain tonight of United, Rio Ferdinand. Giggs is amongst those on the bench, and I'm told if United were to lift the trophy and Giggs is on at the end of the game, then Giggs and Ferdinand will both lift it. Chelsea will wish to deny them that honour. Scholes drives the ball towards the left side, taken on the chest by Ronaldo, but he can't keep it in play, and it's a throw in to Chelsea.
Yeah, just little things like that, don't you? You don't often see Paul Scholes get that kind of long raking diagonal pass wrong. Slightly overhit it there.
Very bitty in the opening 5 minutes of the game. Not an effort on goal so far. Chelsea waste the throw in. Vidic slaps it back to Van der Sar. Drogba immediately comes towards the Dutchman, so Van der Sar hurries the clearance to the left side. And Vidic again. Vidic used to play in this stadium for Spartak Moscow. Vidic hits it, overhits the ball, and it scurries behind for a goal kick to Chelsea. And I'm just noticing what a lurid orange goalkeeping outfit Petr Cech has got on.
It's a bright orange. There's no missing him at all.
Now we'll spot him. We'll spot him. Over 5 minutes play. 0-0. Manchester United and Chelsea contesting the first ever All-English Champions League final. Here's Makelele heading the ball towards Ashley Cole. Intercepted by Hargreaves, who started brightly for the champions of England. Hargreaves crosses the ball, takes the deflection, and Cech momentarily, I thought, lost his footing there, but did enough to get back and catch the cross.
Yeah, as Hargreaves looked to put his cross in, it came off Ashley Cole and deflected towards the corner of the Chelsea goal, and just a little bit of a heartbeat there when Petr Cech just slipped, but eventually collected it quite comfortably.
It's probably too early to see how this pitch is holding up, Graham. I mean, it looks okay. We are far distance away. But I know that the English groundsman who was responsible for laying it wasn't happy with the outcome.
No, I think he's had quite a few problems, really, getting them to follow what he thought
he wanted to do. It's not
order.
his fault.
No.
It's getting the authorities to let him do what he wanted. Here's Ballack, hardly in the game at the moment, but getting the ball to Lampard, who exchanges passes with Makelele. Lampard then looking for Drogba, who'd pulled away from Ferdinand, but Ferdinand gets his head to that cross and clears it. Then Malouda snaps it back in towards Drogba, flags up for offside.
Drogba in an offside position there, initially wasn't going to get involved. When he chose to do so, flag goes up straight away. Nearly
7 minutes gone, and relatively uneventful minutes here in the Luzhniki Stadium in Moscow. A reminder of the time, which is 8 minutes to 11 in the evening. Here's Scholes to Bryan on the halfway line, hard by the right touchline, on to Tevez. I think that was Tevez' first touch. Back to Bryan. Ferdinand again. I know Graham Taylor's expecting great things of Carlos Tevez tonight. Rooney, good header to Tevez. Tevez sort of inside right channel, back to Scholes. Scholes now to Carrick in the centre circle. Ronaldo drops deep, picks up the pass. Ronaldo turns. A 1-2 with Rooney. Ronaldo again, good play. Heading the pass to the right side. Here's Hargreaves. Whips the cross in. Oh, good, important, vital intercepting header by Terry. Rooney was ready to direct that cross into the net with his head.
Excellent cross from Hargreaves. We know he can do that when he was playing at right back. You're quite right, John Terry got a vital header there.
Here's Hargreaves again, and Hargreaves wins the throw in off Ashley Cole. I didn't see a videotape of the incident, but I gather the Makelele challenge on Cole in training last night was not clever. There must have been a slight doubt about Ashley Cole, but he's here starting. And the throw in for United, taken by Bryan to Tevez. Tevez can't get it back to Bryan. It's flicked on by Ashley Cole. Malouda doesn't keep it in play, and it's yet another Manchester United throw in.
The game not yet settled down into any real rhythm, but I still think Manchester United are edging it.
Here's Hargreaves from the throw in by Bryan. Hargreaves now cutting in field towards the penalty. This time crosses left-footed, high towards Ronaldo. Ronaldo must have half thought of a left-foot volley, and then distracted by his lack of proper thinking, couldn't control the ball, and it's behind for another goal kick.
You don't often see that, a long raking cross from Owen Hargreaves into Ronaldo, who completely missed the ball really, and it ran out for a goal kick. Very rare you see miscontrol from Ronaldo.
Drogba wants something, just a drink of water. Can't be dehydrated. A swig and he'll feel a lot better. I don't think television audiences around the world will be enthralled by what they've seen in the first 5 minutes. It's been a little dull and scrappy. Here's Drogba playing the ball to the left side, but ahead of Malouda, and the ball didn't run truly there. It was bumping along the surface. Bryan got across with the interception and puts it out for a throw-in, which Ashley Cole will take. 10 yards from the corner flag of the United half. Chelsea left. Throw goes to Lampard, and Lampard's pass intended for Malouda, hit Carrick and ricochets off his knee out of play for those. I'm told that Drogba actually cut his tongue in a collision with Vidic. That's why he needed a swig of water. Makalele. No, to Essien. Look where Essien had popped up from right back. Central midfield there, Essien. Lampard. Poor pass from him behind Ashley Cole and straight out of play.
Yeah, he just got caught there as Ashley Cole came up and needed to pass it first time. Once that didn't happen, stuttering on the ball, didn't get his pass accurate.
10 minutes played and we haven't had an effort on goal yet. Nothing even remotely near it. What's the referee unhappy with? Oh, I think he's telling Hargreaves and Ashley Cole not to pull each other's shirts. You change shirts at the end of the game, lads. Brown with a throw, headed back by Ashley Cole and then down by Carrick. Scholes flicks it on the direction of Rooney, intercepted though by Makalele. Makalele's pass forward, met only by Carrick, and now here's Hargreaves again. To Tevez, lovely layoff by the Argentine to Carrick. Carrick was stretching though, and here's Drogba. Drogba almost got past Ferdinand. Ferdinand did really well to get the tackle in. And it's Rooney for Manchester United, inside the Chelsea half. Tevez back to Carrick, wide to the left side, and Ronaldo. Evra sprints forward. Ronaldo takes that as a cue to run in field. Then he leaves the pass short for Scholes. Scholes back to Carrick. Careful, thoughtful play by Manchester United. Carrick, good pass to the right side in Brown. 11 minutes gone in Moscow, 0-0. Brown's cross left-footed, headed away by Hargreaves, and I think Ronaldo wanted that ball taken under control from his chest, and it's behind for a goal. A little bit of misunderstanding, but interesting, Alan. The two peoples in the middle of the goal, almost in the D, were Ronaldo from the left-hand side and Hargreaves from the right. Now that's when Manchester United are playing at their best. It's not only when they have the movement of the ball, it's when they have the interchange of positions as well. They're the thoughts of Graham Taylor, the former England manager. Stan Collymore is just a couple of seats to the left. I'll bring him in a moment. But here's Ballack to Malouda, a few yards outside the United penalty, and the cross was too deep, well beyond Joe Cole, who slipped anyway. Stan, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, pre-match we wondered what scenario that United were in terms of their personnel on the pitch. Owen Hargreaves actually loved the fact that he's down that right-hand side, even when he's played as a deep midfield player for England and for Manchester United. He's popped up down the right sometimes and put crosses in, so I think that's a real positive step for Manchester United. Chelsea just can't get the ball up to Drogba at the moment. He's not holding it up. He's trying to play things off one touch. So at the moment, although it's scrappy, Alan, I think that United will be happier.
Yeah. And I know Hargreaves, of course, doesn't usually play this role for England. He shows when he plays wide right for Manchester United, he can do just as well as Beckham, frankly.
Well, he certainly gets forward, and what he does do when he crosses, he puts pace on the cross. So if he gets it accurately, all that the attacker has got to do is get on the end of it. The pace is already on the ball.
He's hoping a throw in here, at least force Ashley Cole to concede the throw in, which is taken by Brown to Hargreaves, who's tackled by Makalele, and here's Lampard onto Drogba. Drogba flicking it to the left side, but got the direction wrong, and it runs harmlessly to Vidic, who plays it back to Van der Sar. One of these cameras on wires above the playing surface. It looks almost very dodgy to me, as if it's very heavy. It probably isn't. But you wonder, A, if a player's going to smack the ball up, it's going to hit that camera, or B, it might slip its moorings and crash down into somebody's head.
I'd seen it earlier, there's no doubt about it. It certainly is lower than the usual one.
It is. That is certainly reachable for a long clearance. And the game isn't good. There's no other way of putting it, is it? It's not good at the moment.
I think the thing is that neither side has had what we call controlled possession of the ball for a period of time. I think that Manchester United have been the better team. I think that they have been more lively, they've been more progressive, they've been more positive. But then again, to be able to control the ball, keep it off the opposition, and have what we say is good controlled possession of the ball, neither team has yet been able to do that.
Well, Ashley Cole can't be happy with the state of the pitch because he's just changing his boots. Here's Rooney chasing on the far side of the field. Carvalho, the old nemesis, knocks it away out of play for a throw-in. Cole's boots are okay. He's back on the pitch, but Manchester United on the attack. Another couple of step-overs from Ronaldo. Then a simpler pass back to Scholes. On it goes to Carrick. Carrick in now to Hargreaves, who popped up from the right flank in a central attacking role, but the passing move from United breaks down, and here's Lampard to the far side in Essien just curls it down that right flank towards Joe Cole. Across came Vidic and puts it out for a throw. Nearly a quarter of an hour played. Not a header at goal, not a shot on goal, nothing threatening either goalkeeper. Here's Ballack, who's been very, very quiet so far. Passing it back to Terry. Ashley Cole to Malouda. Ashley Cole again. That's a good ball into Ballack. A little bit of room now for the German captain. He shoots the ball forward, but too far ahead of Joe Cole, and it's behind for another goal kick.
Yeah. I mean, that's a typical example when you have wide players where Joe Cole is, and people say they've not been in the game enough. They need service. If they're not getting a service, they can't get into the game unless they go looking and wandering for it. At the present time, we've not seen much of a movement by the Chelsea team.
There's not a lot in it, but I think Manchester United have made the brighter start.
Definitely.
In the first quarter of an hour. Still Manchester United 0, Chelsea 0. Champions League coverage on BBC Radio. Drogba rushes forward. Vidic was there first. Passes back to Van der Sar. And the Dutchman clears it over the halfway line, where Terry beats Hargreaves in the air. But his header runs straight to Paul Scholes. And here's Evra. Ronaldo sprinting down the left flank. Evra tries to pick him out. Great pass. Great control by Ronaldo. Left over the edge of the Chelsea penalty. Beats Essien all too easily. And then the cross is very deep. Hargreaves jumped, couldn't reach it. And I think it's going to go out of play. Just throw in Chelsea.
I think, if anything, some excellent play by Ronaldo. We've all become used to it. But I think, if anything, Hargreaves got in too early. If he'd held himself out that little bit and been able to run and attack the far post, he possibly would have got on the end of the cross.
Ashley Cole with the throw-in, aimed at Ballack. Ballack didn't bring the ball under control. Ferdinand clears it into the Chelsea half, and then it's headed out of play by Brown for a Chelsea throw-in. Well, no need to make any notes yet. I mean, Hargreaves playing on the right, that's about it. Stan?
Yeah, I think it's quite clever tactically from Man United, because obviously Owen Hargreaves and Cristiano Ronaldo with width are actually stopping Ashley Cole and Michael Essien, two of their better attacking wide players, from getting beyond the halfway line. So pretty much it's Didier Drogba and one midfield player in the United half. So that's where United are getting all their possession from.
Don't think Chelsea have started yet. Here's Ronaldo again on the far side of the field. I said it before the game, his first 15 minutes might be interesting, and it started very brightly for the Portuguese. Finds Evra with a pass, his cross, aimed at Rooney near post. Terry with a powerful header out of play for a throw-in.
A good clearance by John Terry, straight onto the ball, well headed clear.
Manchester United's tempo's very good when in possession. You know, oh, there's a mistake. Oh, there must have been a foul there. Free kick to Chelsea. Essien was fouled. And what's going on here with Scholes and Makelele? Well, now they must have known that the referee had blown his whistle. I think the referee's going to talk to both Makelele and Scholes. Rooney was involved in the earlier incident, but it's a free kick to Chelsea. And a pat in the back from the referee for Wayne Rooney, so he couldn't have thought there was any serious evil intent. Where did you get that outfit, Peter? Check. Don't wear that too often, England, for goodness sake. We'll all whistle at you.
I'm not going to say...
And he hits it straight out of play.
I'll tell you what, I'm not going to say I agree with this, but from a psychological point of view, there is the feeling when you get a big, bright colour, the instinct is to hit it at it. It picks in your mind. And I'm not saying that I believe that to be true or not, but that is the feeling of some people, that if you see something bright, there's an instinct you hit at it. Or now there you are, there's one for you.
Or you might just throw up.
Well, there's always that possibility.
Brown looking for Hargreaves. Hargreaves right side gets in an early cross, it quite deliberately by Hargreaves, hit a Chelsea defender. It was Terry, and it loops behind for a corner. Well, Hargreaves and Ronaldo started really well on both flanks.
Yeah, they definitely have. Yeah, they definitely have.
Nearly 19 minutes played in the first half here in Moscow. Manchester United 0, Chelsea 0. Needlessly, a second ball was thrown onto the pitch. Hargreaves retrieves it, throws it away to safety, and he will take the corner. Linesman just checking the ball's correctly placed in the quadrant. Tevez, quiet so far, comes short, but he's ignored. Hargreaves whips the cross in toward the far post. Well, Drogba went to meet it, missed it completely, and it's gone out of play. Maybe it was deliberate from Drogba, actually.
It's very
give him
hard
the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, very hard to...
No, actually, it must have glanced off his head, because it's a Manchester United throw-in. And now there's a foul on Ronaldo on the far side of the field. And that was Drogba, or was it Makelele? It's a long way off. Ronaldo has started brightening.
Yeah. I mean, when I think back to the game at Stamford Bridge, which Chelsea won 2-1, it's a completely different start. Chelsea haven't started at all.
Not
yet.
at all.
In that game, they took the game to Manchester United and took early control of it. But at the present time, Manchester United have certainly started as the brighter team.
20 minutes played here in Moscow. The free kick is very wide. Ronaldo's going to take it. Oh, no, he's not taking it, actually. Ronaldo's gone into the penalty area, and it's Hargreaves who'll whip this in. From the United left flank. Played in towards the near post, headed away comfortably by Frank Lampard, and here's Makelele heading it on, clattered into by Paul Scholes. That was a bad foul by Scholes. And now Rooney's pushing a Chelsea player away. Ashley Cole. There was no need for that either. When we talked about discipline to Mark Saggers before the game, we were talking about Paul Scholes and Wayne Rooney, and from nothing, we had these incidents.
All of a sudden, all of the players together again. But Rooney, if he's been picked up there by either the linesman or not, he could be in trouble, because he's certainly come in with both hands and pushed the Chelsea player well away.
Well, he's 22 years of age, Wayne Rooney, and really he should have wised up by now. He and Drogba are exchanging pleasantries or something like that. Scholes seems to have a cut, but it was surely a foul by Paul Scholes. Now, Makelele is being spoken to by the referee. There's a yellow card out. But has he really judged that Makelele was the guilty party? I don't see it that way at all. There's a yellow card being waved.
I think it is to Paul Scholes.
To Scholes?
Yes. Yeah.
Well,
he's got the worst.
He's got a bleeding nose, but frankly, it was a bad challenge by him.
I think it was actually it was an elbow that caught Paul Scholes. At first you thought it might have been a clash of heads, but I think Claude Makelele was leading with his elbow, and he's called Paul Scholes there, and it's a good spot from the referee if he did manage to see that, but I thought it was 6 of one and half a dozen of another, to be fair.
Well, Sir Alex is out, along with Carlos Queiroz. Sir Alex talking to the fourth official.
I'm not certain whether Makelele was cautioned at all, but he certainly had his yellow card. I'm not too certain whether he got a caution.
Well, it's the first incident of note really in the game, that and the cross from Ronaldo a few minutes ago. There ain't a lot else happening, and we've already played 22 minutes. Cech takes the Chelsea free kick, awarded for the foul by Paul Scholes. It's headed away by Vidic. Scholes is still off receiving treatment at the moment. Tevez have managed to hold off Ashley Cole and Frank Lampard. Tevez forced to retreat though, got into trouble. Here's Malouda to Lampard. Brown with a terrible challenge. Goodness gracious, what happened there? Ball was played in, confusion between Vidic and Van der Sar, and it's put behind for a corner.
Yeah, Vidic played it safe there. I think he felt that although Van der Sar was coming out, he could get his head on the ball. He's not prepared to leave it.
Well, Brown was definitely guilty of a foul tackle there. And here's Drogba putting Van der Sar under pressure. I know we've passed the midway point of the first half, but I'll just see out this corner for Chelsea. Lampard to take it from the left side, hitting it right-footed. Chelsea putting pressure on Van der Sar. Ball played in. Terry went to meet it, didn't make any contact, and it's behind for a goal kick. And here is Mike Ingham.
Well, Scholes is still off the field, and it was very, very unclear as to whether the referee also showed a yellow card to Makelele. But I'm just looking down at chap in front of us who's got a monitor. He's doing all the stats, and it shows yellow card to Makelele as well. But that's not official. But I thought, Graham, the stoppage came at a good time for Chelsea, because it's broken up a bit of Manchester United tempo.
I'd agree entirely with that. It broken up because Manchester United have certainly been the better team. The game hasn't really settled down into anything constructive yet.
Joe Cole, and that's overhit the pass. You're listening to BBC Radio. The Champions League final, Manchester United 0, Chelsea 0. As Scholes, having been patched up, comes back on again for Manchester United, who are playing from left to right in this first half. So Makelele and Scholes now both carrying yellow cards in this final. That's the norm, it seems, these days for Paul Scholes. And now Carlos Tevez finds the aforementioned Scholes, trying to make up for missing the final in '99. Rooney coming deep, finds Ronaldo over on the far side. Cross comes Michael Essien. Rooney gives it to Evra, goes for the return ball, but he won't get it. But certainly tactically so far, Sir Alex Ferguson winning this on points, and Avram Grant has to respond. In all of the preparation, I'm sure Ashley Cole would have been expecting to face Ronaldo. I'm sure Michael Essien wouldn't have been thinking that he would be up against Ronaldo, but that is exactly what's happening just at the moment. Throw into Chelsea over on the far side. Drogba trying to get into the game, and Chelsea win another throw.
No, that's one thing that hasn't happened yet. Drogba certainly hasn't got into the game. Vidic has competed very well with him when the occasional ball has been played up to Drogba, but we've seen very little of him.
Manchester United have the ball back inside their own half, and clearly the ball is not, I don't think, rolling naturally at times on this surface here. It's bobbling around on this relayed pitch, and Anderson is warming up, I understand, but that's normal, I suppose, with Scholes having just got the injury. But Anderson and Ryan Giggs at the moment are both warming up for Manchester United, who have a free kick just inside the Chelsea half, and it's knocked off to Carrick inside the centre circle. Carrick's ball forward to Rooney. Rooney turning away from Malouda. Rooney lays it right to Hargreaves. Carrick's made a run into the area. Hargreaves can't get the cross in. Appeal for handball by the fans there against Ashley Cole. And, well, they're throwing these balls on a little too quickly. They've got one on very quickly now for Hargreaves, and Wes Brown will take the throw for Manchester United. All the Chelsea fans, most of them behind the goal, they're defending. The United fans just making a little more noise at the moment. Brown and Scholes linking up down this near side. Brown with a left-footed ball in, and Cristiano Ronaldo jumps at the far post and heads Manchester United into the lead. We talked about Ronaldo needing to deliver on the big stage. There's his response. Manchester United 1, Chelsea 0. Ronaldo's 42nd goal of the season.
Well, he's come in completely unmarked. Essien is looking at himself. They'll be asking great questions of him. But when the ball comes in, Ronaldo comes in, and he heads it superbly down into the corner net. Petacek, no chance whatsoever. Excellent header. 1-0 to Manchester United, and I think that's a thoroughly deserved lead.
Well, he scores all kinds of goals, Ronaldo. He's a tall player. He's very good in the air, and there is his response to anyone who doubts his ability to take a big game by the scruff of the neck. Now Chelsea have to respond. Essien's ball in towards Drogba. It should be a better game now, and the shot at the end is driven in by Michael Ballack. It's gone a long way back for a goal kick. Let's get a comment from Stan Collymore.
Yeah, wonderful cross, left-footed, far post, Cristiano Ronaldo. Michael Essien was completely flat-footed, it has to be said, at that far post, and we know Ronaldo is 6 foot plus, nodding into the corner. But I think that the problem for Chelsea is that they're matched up Manchester United. Very, very clever way to play a 4-4-2. Hargreaves is keeping Ashley Cole pinned right back. Cristiano Ronaldo with Essien, and the odd man out, Claude Makelele, who really should be the extra man, is still sitting in front of his defenders. So Manchester United in the key midfield areas are very good for numbers at the moment, Mike.
Well, he's the leading scorer in the Champions League this season. That is his 8th goal, and now can Chelsea find a response here? They'll need to. Scholes for Manchester United. I've been very unkind to Wes Brown over the years in terms of delivering from the full-back position. Well, that one was brilliantly weighted for Cristiano Ronaldo. Just to give the Chelsea fans some hope here, by the way, the last time we sat in this stadium, the team playing from left to right in the first half scored first, led at half-time. In the second half, the other team came back to score 2. Russia against England. Graham Taylor.
Whether that will happen or not, we'll just have to wait and see. But I think in terms of how the game is gone, Manchester United do deserve to have taken that lead. It's not been a fantastic game. There's been a lot of edginess to it, not a lot of good control play. But certainly United have been the more positive and forward-looking side. They've played the better football.
Should be a better game now, though, surely, Graham.
Hopefully, you know, this goal will open it up. But Chelsea have to get in, link in together. There's no supply into Drogba at all at the moment. He's very isolated.
A lot of people were saying 1-0 to Chelsea as a final score here. It's 1-0 to Manchester United. Ronaldo's done the trick once more, leaping up at the far post to head Manchester United into the lead. Chelsea have to get their game going now, but they've again misplaced the pass, and Manchester United almost back in business again. Scholes over to the left-hand side. Ronaldo turning on the star. plays the ball down the line to Evra. There's no United player at the moment in the penalty area. Ronaldo again with the confidence and the goal here. Just like George Best 40 years ago. Scholes now to this near side, and Manchester United deserve at the moment to be in front. Another ball played in by Brown, headed back, and Carvalho clears, and again it was Ronaldo jumping at the far post.
Well, Ronaldo understandably has certainly got the beating of Essien in the air, and there it's a header back across the face of the goal. So that ball, that delivery from either Brown or Hargreaves is very dangerous.
Of course, the headed goal 40 years ago came from Bobby Charlton in that final against Benfica. Here come Manchester United once more. Rooney has it just nicked away from him, and John Terry, the Chelsea captain. Look at the gap, though, as Chelsea clear towards Drogba, and there's nobody there for Drogba to, even if he gets it, to lay it off to. Joe Cole and Malouda are not in the game, and Avram Grant has to come up with some answers pretty quickly here. And Manchester United now bring the ball out, and Drogba's going down again, looking for attention. Scholes doesn't want to put the ball out of play, but now the referee blows his whistle. It's out of play. Stankovic in there.
Claude Makelele doesn't need to be doing that job, because quite simply because Carvalho and Terry are playing against an orthodox two now in Wayne Rooney and Carlos Tevez. You've got three with Makelele. He's doing no job whatsoever, because nobody's dropping off into that middle area when United do have a three, Tevez, Rooney and Ronaldo, to pick up. Chelsea need to commit one more body, either up front or further forward in an advanced midfield position.
Well, I think Didier Drogba may recover. This, of course, may well be his last match for Chelsea. There's all sorts of speculation about his future. The Manchester United red and white flags to our left. They're the flags that we see being waved around this Moscow stadium just at the moment. But there's a long way still to go in this final. We've played 31 minutes. You're listening to BBC Radio, live from Moscow. It's nearly 20 past 11 in the evening here. The ball is with Wes Brown. And Manchester United surprised Chelsea perhaps with the way they started here tonight. Hargreaves playing very well down the right, doubling up with Wes Brown. Ashley Cole's not getting forward at all. Essien's got his hands full over on the far side up against Ronaldo. They really, so far, Sir Alex and Carlos Queiroz have outfoxed Chelsea. The ball back with Van der Sar, who really has been unemployed so far in this final. Long clearance towards Ronaldo, looking for his height over on the far side. Takes the ball on the chest, and then a lovely back flick finds Evra. Scholes, it's all Manchester United just at the moment. Rooney linking with Carrick inside the centre circle. Carrick on to Rooney once more. He looked just down the right-hand side, but he's given it away. John Terry hammers it forward, and again there's that big gap between Drogba and anyone else in blue, and Manchester United win it back again, and Drogba's unable to be a threat at the moment, and now Rooney trying to find Owen Hargreaves, but it's intercepted by Carvalho. Along the halfway line from Ashley Cole to Ballack, who's really been quite anonymous so far. Joe Cole gives the ball back to Essien, and now Ballack once more. Ballack, Chelsea just needing some possession here. They haven't been able to have the ball at all. In goes Wes Brown against Malouda. It was a pretty half-hearted challenge from Malouda, and it's back inside the Chelsea half. A little bit of silliness then between mainly Malouda, I think, and Brown, and now Terry. Terry to Malouda. Malouda needs to get into the game here. Ashley Cole, for just about the first time, inside the Manchester United half. Lampard holds off the challenge from Hargreaves, floats the ball in towards Drogba. Drogba's headed back, pressure from Ballack. Ferdinand was in trouble, and Manchester United eventually clear. It'll be a Chelsea corner.
Oh, there's some good fortune there, and Van der Sar did very well to claw it away. With Drogba coming round at the back post, headed it back in, and then I think it was Ballack put great pressure on Ferdinand, not certain who actually got the header in. But if it hadn't been for Van der Sar clawing it away, that would have definitely been the Chelsea equaliser.
Well, that was the power of Chelsea. Here comes the corner. Van der Sar manages to palm it away out of the penalty area. Chelsea pick up the loose ball once more. Carvalho has stayed forward following the corner kick. He's got two Manchester United players with him, including his old friend Wayne Rooney. And Rooney's got the better of Carvalho, and now Carvalho's out of the defence as Rooney goes forward and hits it very long and ambitiously to the far side of the field. Ronaldo may get there first. Ronaldo's early ball in, and Tevez, great header from Tevez, save, ball comes out, another great save from Petr to deny this time Michael Carrick. Oh, thrilling football there by Manchester United, and Petr keeping Chelsea in the final.
If Chelsea come through to win this final, they'll owe it to Petr Cech. 2 fantastic saves. The first one from Tevez, it comes out, and Michael Carrick really does everything that is asked of him, but it's a tremendous save by the Chelsea goalkeeper.
What a counter-attack that was by Manchester United. Great header from Tevez, terrific save from Cech, and Michael Carrick looked as if he was going to roll it in for Manchester United, and Cech was there again. Corner to Manchester United. Over on the far side of the field, the left, a big high ball, Chelsea trying to defend in number, and there was enough pressure there from the Chelsea defenders to make sure nobody in red could get that on target.
Well, we may say that the quality of the play as such hasn't all, improved dramatically. It's still good, but what we have suddenly had, we've had goal-mouth incidents, and that generally is what makes a game of football. It creates that excitement.
Well, we've talked about the great players on the big stage in these European finals. We remember the likes of Zinedine Zidane, of course, for Real Madrid in particular, and tonight Cristiano Ronaldo, much coveted of course by Real Madrid, has headed Manchester United into a deserved lead here in Moscow. Tevez now giving the ball to Ronaldo, back flick from Ronaldo. Tevez, I don't think we'll get that against John Terry, who steers the back pass back to Cech, and Cech just manages to get rid before Rooney pounces.
I don't think John Terry was quite aware that where Rooney was, and Petr Cech had to get rid of that ball as Rooney came in on him.
Throw to Manchester United, into Tevez. Tevez with a lovely ball square to Hargreaves. Hargreaves into Carrick. There's better movement here from Manchester United. Hargreaves again, wide on the right. Can't get the cross in this time against Ashley Cole. He's looking for a corner kick, but it doesn't reach the corner. It's going to be a throw to Manchester United deep inside the Chelsea half. Manchester United 1, Chelsea 0. BBC Radio live from Moscow, and that's a goal kick. My theory about Cech's outfit, the orange, was maybe that was in preparation for the penalty shootout, but we may not get that far now unless Chelsea can respond.
Well, where we are, we can't say that actually they hit that orange. He threw himself at it. He brought off 2 great saves.
World-class keeper, of course, Cech, but his team are trailing, and Drogba's looking a little frustrated. But there was a moment to encourage Chelsea when Ballack got forward and Ferdinand had a few problems, and now Essien is adjudged to have fouled Ronaldo, but Ronaldo is doing it so far in this final for Manchester United, playing over on that left-hand side of the field and ensuring that Essien, who loves to power forward, can't do it, cannot take the chance. Vidic with a free kick to Manchester United into the Chelsea half. Rooney against Terry, they both missed it, and it'll drop to Petr Cech once more. Let's have another word from Stan Collymore. Stan, how do you see it?
Well, that move was delicious, was the word that sprang to my mind. It all came from Ricardo Carvalho, of course, trying to chase the game for Chelsea. Gave it to Wayne Rooney, who galloped, 40, 50 yards and played that wonderful diagonal ball. Really wonderful move all round, and I still think, just looking at the options really, I think that Makelele's job is completely redundant there, sitting in front of Terry and Carvalho, because I keep going back to this point that Tevez and Wayne Rooney are playing as a 2 up front, so why not bring Nicholas Anelka on, give more of an option with the likes of Frank Lampard getting up in support of 2 up front with Drogba, because at the moment it's all Manchester United in that killer final third.
A lot of danger coming down that left-hand side, as you'd expect from Ronaldo, and we're probably able to see here why Chelsea have already bought themselves a new right-back for next season from Porto, Basingua. He'll be playing for them next season, but not tonight, obviously. And now Essien into Malouda. Malouda turns and shows far too much of the ball to Paul Scholes, and United are back in business once more. They have the cohesion so far in this game in midfield. They seem the better prepared at the moment, but still a long, long way to go in this Champions League final. Vidic. United fans sing their songs, and Vidic decides to turn the ball back once more to Edwin van der Sar. There was a big mosaic in red and white away to the left, which spelled out the word believe before the game. Well, at the moment, those fans, those Manchester United fans, very definitely believe that this is going to be their year. They lead Chelsea by 1-0. Can Chelsea respond? They're playing it very slowly at the moment, though, Chelsea, as they just look to try and get a bit of a foothold here. Makelele to Joe Cole. Awkward to control, but he's got it. Ballack now pops up down that right-hand side of the field. Skims the ball in with his left foot. Malouda into Makelele. Seems surprised to get that one, Makelele. Lays it off to Terry. Terry now to Ashley Cole. Halfway inside the Manchester United half, but it's a bit pedestrian here from Chelsea, and Terry now almost gets in difficulty, and Makelele helps him out, and now it's moved on to Michael Essien. Essien to the other Michael Ballack. Oh, Ballack into Malouda. What a poor first touch, though, by the Frenchman. And Manchester United looking to another Frenchman, Evra, to clear. He's hit that very quickly, though, back into the Chelsea half, and checks there.
First period of controlled play by Chelsea, and it was in the Manchester United half. They need to be doing much, much more of that.
5 minutes to go in the first half, and Manchester United lead through yet another Ronaldo goal. John Terry, that's a lovely ball forward to Ashley Cole. Brown has to be careful, and Brown's challenge, well, wasn't the greatest, but Cole slipped. I think he'd lost possession anyway, and the ball trundles away for a Manchester United goal kick.
I have to say, Mike, I wondered whether Ashley Cole could have just kept his balance. Perhaps I'm being harsh looking at it again. I just wondered if he could have kept the balance and literally got round him. Chose not to do, and it came to nothing. The referee thought it was a perfectly fair challenge.
Stan saying that Drogba's going to need better support, and surely Avram Grant is going to need more from Florian Malouda if he's going to stay in this final for much longer. He's got many options, of course. He's got Kalou, he's got Anelka, he's got Shevchenko, players who can turn a game. He may need them. Manchester United lead Chelsea by 1-0. On BBC Radio, it's Scholes with a delicate little chip now for Wes Brown. Hargreaves ahead of him down this near side. That's been pretty formidable down the right so far. Hargreaves and Brown. Brown seems happy to have Hargreaves in front of him as well, because he's just going to give him that little bit of extra defensive protection too. And United have a free kick.
I think Hargreaves has played extremely well down this right-hand side. Not only has he whipped those crosses in, you're quite right, he's protected Wes Brown when necessary. A very good decision by Alex Ferguson.
Fabio Capello, I'm sure, is making note as well. How well that combination's doing, the all-English combination down the Manchester United right, but it's Portugal's Cristiano Ronaldo, inevitably perhaps, who scored the goal here to give United the lead. A header after 26 minutes. Back come Chelsea, and Ballack's being allowed to run a long way with the ball. Still Ballack, he checks and then plays it into Joe Cole. Cole just on the edge of the area. United backing off. It's Ballack once more trying to orchestrate something. Slams the ball straight at Carrick. United look to Hargreaves once more to bring it out strongly. And he's got Rooney and Tevez ahead of him. Hargreaves plays it into Rooney. Carvalho comes across. Rooney's only got Tevez in the area. Tries to pick him out. Oh, there's a slip by Makelele. And Tevez almost got there. And it's gone wide.
Well, as that was knocked in, the cross in, Makelele misses it, came to it. Tevez coming in, just tried to pick it up, so it's so late, but just got the touch on it. If he'd got the firm touch and seen it all of the way, then that undoubtedly would have been 2-0 to United.
Just at the moment, altogether too sharp, Manchester United for Chelsea. The likes of Ronaldo and Rooney and Tevez. And now Michael Ballack starting to come into the game just a little more for Chelsea, as he'll need to. It's Claude Makelele. Makelele to Malouda. That's a better touch from Malouda. Lampard in the area. Lampard's gone down in the area, and the offence has been given right outside by Rio Ferdinand. The referee gives the free kick to Chelsea a couple of feet outside.
Yellow cards him as well. The referee looked at that and looked at Ferdinand as a deliberate step across Frank Lampard, and it's right on the edge of the box here.
Well, how many times have we seen this over the years? Chelsea have been second best throughout this first half, but as half-time approaches now here in Moscow, this could be an opportunity. This could be a way back into this final for them. This could change the dressing room atmosphere at half-time. Drogba and Ballack. Remember the fallout between them recently as to who should take the free kick? This is a couple of feet, no more, outside the penalty area to the left as we look at it. Lampard's talking to both players. Chelsea's Malouda is going into the Manchester United wall. And Van der Sar, who's had to do very little so far, prepares himself away to our left. It's going to be Michael Ballack over the bar. And a goal kick to Manchester United.
Always had the feeling it was going to be Ballack on this occasion. One step, trying to swing it into behind the area that the wall was protecting. Difficult to do on the edge of the box, to get it up over such a tall wall and then get it down again. He wasn't able to achieve it.
We are approaching half-time here in Russia, in Moscow. Manchester United leading by 1-0 against Chelsea. When we were here in October, 1-0 to England at half-time. And it was looking pretty good at that stage for Steve McClaren. Wayne Rooney having scored. Russia sorted themselves out in the second half, and they got the 2 goals that mattered. In that goal away to our right. And here come Chelsea for perhaps the last time in this first half. Malouda. United don't clear it. Ballack, and now Essien drives forward. And Essien's ball in, hasn't been cleared! Will step in and score for Chelsea right at the end of the first half. Frank Lampard pops up from nowhere, and what a moment for him emotionally in this Champions League final after so much sadness for his family in recent weeks. Right on half-time, against the run of play, Chelsea equalise here through Frank Lampard.
Well, Essien comes in, he has the shot, and it's all about luck, because it comes in and it deflects. I'm not certain which Manchester United player to start with, then it deflects again off Rio Ferdinand, and it drops so invitingly for Frank Lampard, he just puts it away. You know, what is good luck for someone is bad luck for another one, and it's certainly the good luck favoured Chelsea then, but they've taken full advantage of it. 1-1.
And we have played the full 45 minutes. I have no idea how much added time we're going to get here. But talking about changing dressing room atmospheres at half-time, having been so much second best here in the first half, Chelsea, Frank Lampard has equalised for them. And look at the effect it's had on them and their supporters now as Ballack drives one wide. And, well, they're just making an announcement about the added time. Didn't hear it. 2 minutes of added time. Stan Collymore, what have you got to say?
Well, Chelsea have taken their little piece of luck. Two deflections, it has to be said. The last one off Rio Ferdinand for Frank Lampard to tap in. But that's the added bonus of having an attacking midfielder. Chelsea just haven't got into those positions all the way through this half. I just wonder whether now Abraham Grant might decide to stick, keep Makelele as that defensive midfielder, or be bold in the second half and add somebody like Solomon Kalou or Nicholas Anelka back on a knife edge.
Thank you, Stan. And while all that was happening, a poor challenge by Ricardo Carvalho on his fellow countryman Cristiano Ronaldo. And then there's a few things happening afterwards, and Makelele on a yellow card has to really calm down. So Carvalho went right through on Ronaldo there and got a yellow card. So we've had 4 yellow cards, I think, now in this first half, Graham.
Yes, I mean, the referee has seen it. You can't argue, really, with whatever he's done. We have to be very careful. It goes into the second half. You can now, you know, feel that tension and feel the tenseness and then see the reactions of the players on the pitch. So 1 or 2 players are going to have to be very careful.
How frustrating it must be for Sir Alex Ferguson and Carlos Queiroz as the referee sends them to the dressing room, because they got just about everything right in that first half and fully deserved to go in front through Cristiano Ronaldo's header from Wes Brown's ball in. He just had too much at the far post for Essien, and Ronaldo duly headed Manchester United in front. And then, and I don't know how important this could be come the end of the day, a couple of fantastic saves from Petr Cech to deny Carlos Tevez and Michael Carrick. And Chelsea, right at the end of the first half, riding their luck, get the equaliser through Frank Lampard. So it's really set us up here for the second half. The half-time score being Manchester United 1, Chelsea 1.
It ain't pretty, but it's the way we like it in the Premier League. And that first half in the end, an extraordinary climax with that Chelsea equaliser after never having come to the match at all tonight. I'm Mark Saggers, this is 5 Live Sport. It's Manchester United 1, Chelsea 1 at half-time. Stan Collymore alongside me. First of all, just a quick overall reflection, then we'll go through those incidents, and in the end there were many in that first half. Yeah, they didn't adapt quickly enough, Chelsea, for me. Claude Makelele, expecting, I think, Manchester United to play a 4-3-3 with him set as the deep midfielder to stop the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo, Tevez and Wayne Rooney as the 3. But as it turned out, United called the bluff. They went with Owen Hargreaves wide, first
wonderful tactical decision because he can get up and down. He penned Ashley Cole back in his left back position and Cristiano Ronaldo over on that left. It effectively, Mark, made Claude Makelele's position redundant. A lot of times through that first half, Chelsea had 5 against only Wayne Rooney and Carlos Tevez.
You nearly said it before the start of the game there, because Chelsea were out late for their warm-up. Whether that was deliberate or not, it made them look as if they weren't at the races, and they weren't early on. And with Owen Hargreaves wide on the right, there was the tactical change from Fergie, learning so much from that league game when Chelsea battered them early on. There was never going to be that again today.
Well, I expected Claude Makelele as an experienced pro. Don't forget, he's been in an arena like this and he's won the Champions League. Once he realised that he wasn't going to have an attacking midfielder coming up against him, he should have pushed forward 10 yards to give the likes of Ballack and Lampard, get them within touching distance of Didier Drogba. As it turned out, Lampard and Ballack, for the most part, were a good 40 or 50 yards away, and Chelsea just couldn't get out of their own half.
Well, nothing much happened to start with, did it?
No, not at all, and it was very, very scrappy, but you just thought that United, they had better ball retention, they got the ball into those wide positions, and Wes Brown, once he received the ball back from Owen Hargreaves, I think it was, put in a delightful left-footed in-swinging cross to the far post. Cristiano Ronaldo, yes, he's very tricky with the ball at his feet, but he's 6'1", 6'2", and very good in the air, and caught Michael Essien napping.
Yeah, what a header that was as well. I mean, he pierced the goal, the Chelsea goal, and Cech was nowhere. The Scholes incident was vital as well. That really brought the game to life there. He got a bloody nose for his clash there with Makelele. They both were the first 2 yellow cards of the game. Scholes, he could do that every now and again, and then you just suddenly found there was a real edge about the game.
Yeah, and I think that United, basically, 2 against 2 in midfield. We were a little bit worried prior to the game whether Chelsea, with that 3 in midfield, might dominate, put the likes of Paul Scholes and Michael Carrick. But actually, it's been the other way around. Scholes and Carrick have found themselves more often than not in very advanced positions. And even when they had that 50-50 ball, Makelele and Scholes, it was deep into Chelsea's half.
Classic English football there in the counter-attack from Manchester United after what looked as if it was going to be a complete mess-up in the United penalty, under no sort of pressure. And then Van der Sar had to make a terrific save in the end from Ballack's pressure on Rio Ferdinand. It was Ferdinand whose header was goal-bound. It was going to be an own goal. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, it was a wonderful ball, diagonal outside the box to Didier Drogba, who for the first time really got into the game, nodded the ball back, and it was just under that pressure, like you say, from Michael Ballack. Came off Rio Ferdinand's forehead, and that would have been an own goal.
Rooney bursts out of defence, just hits an arrow pass to Ronaldo, whose pace and confidence, you had to have the pace and confidence of Ronaldo to fetch it and then do what he did with it. And 2 saves from Petr Cech. We highlighted both goalkeepers. They both showed us exactly why they're as vital as strikers in a game like this.
It came from Ricardo Carvalho. He tried to get up, as John Terry did once or twice midway through the half. He gave the ball away just on the right-hand side, and Wayne Rooney ran, fully 50 or 60 yards. Got to the halfway line, picked his head up, and he saw Cristiano Ronaldo making that wonderful run out to the left-hand side of the 18-yard box. He took one touch, the Portuguese, whipped it hard and low, and you thought that was it, goal. Petr Cech stood up ever so well, a la Peter Schmeichel in his heyday. Ball came back out. Michael Carrick did everything technically well from a midfielder's point of view. He didn't panic. He side-footed it with pace. Another good save from Petr Cech kept them in the game.
Talk about the stories as well, Stan. I mean, the early one was Ronaldo. Would he be able to crack it on the biggest stage of all? Yes. Frank Lampard, would he be able to come back? Would the emotion of what's happened to his family and everything else get the better of him, as all sorts of talk about whether he's even going to be at Chelsea next season? Yes, he would, with that equaliser out of the blue, if I can put it that way. But that's exactly what Chelsea do to all sorts of teams week in, week out in the Premier League. They look down and out, but they somehow fiddle something and get back involved.
And for the first time for 2 or 3 minutes, Michael Essien just managed to get towards the halfway line, having been penned back into his half by Cristiano Ronaldo. He managed to get well into the United half, got the shot off, 2 deflections, came to Frank Lampard. It was a gift for him, but he'll accept that.
1-1 at half-time if you're just joining us here tonight on 5 Live Sport. Chelsea with that late equaliser from Frank Lampard. What's it like in West London outside Stamford Bridge? Leslie Ashmore.
I swear to goodness, you would have featured one already. There's absolutely loads and loads of people just poured onto the streets. Hi, Nick, how are you feeling?
Oh, we are absolutely fantastic here. It's brilliant. Super Lampard. What a goal! Right on the
really downhearted.
We are absolutely over the moon. We are celebrating. We are going to win this.
You've got 45 minutes left, though.
We are going to trounce it now. We have got them. Trust me, we're going to win this easily. We are going to win.
Well, they just think they've won already. I swear to goodness, what a mess. What a mess.
They're really going for it there in West London. What about at Old Trafford? Nick Garnett's in the closest pub to the ground.
It's very, very quiet here now. It all went very, very quiet just in the last minute. And with Emma and Sean, how do you feel now that that goal's gone in?
Really positive still, because we're the better team. We had all the chances. They had one fluky goal at the end, and we're going to win it still, no problem. Ronaldo, Rooney, Giggs is going to come on, because he's my favourite player. Giggs is going to come on and score a winning goal.
Sean, they had all that possession in the beginning of the first half, and they got nowhere, but that goal's wiped it all out.
Not really, because Chelsea haven't been a better team by far. Not been up to scratch, not played good.
And you reckon that you'll be able to do it in the second half?
3-1, the scoreline for United.
Well, there you go, 3-1 from here. That's the score that they say that it's going to be.
Belief from Manchester United fans and belief from Fergie. It may well be his tactical nous that gets the better of Avram Grant. We'll talk more on that in a moment. Just to tell you, though, that Giggs and Anderson and Nani are among the substitutes from Manchester United out on the pitch at half-time. No sign of any Chelsea thoughts at all. 0500 909 693 is the number to ring tonight. 606 with Alan Green following the conclusion of the Champions League final. You can email him via the 5 Live website or text Alan as well, 85058. We're back where we started. Manchester United won, Chelsea won at half-time. Full second half commentary to come on BBC Radio 5 Live.
The Champions League final.
Man United take on Chelsea.
Live from Moscow. This is 5 Live Sports.
Half-time, Manchester United won, Chelsea won. Ronaldo with a terrific header for Manchester United. Chelsea really against the run of play, back in it through Frank Lampard. Just very quickly, we haven't really mentioned the pitch there, you know. Van der Sar slipped. He was in two minds possibly, but his feet went from under him, you know.
Yeah, but looking around the box, I think that would have happened. That was just because it's wet. Certainly looking around, the surface looks quite well and is bearing up considering.
Stick or twist, you said. Stick or twist. What do the two managers do for the second half?
I think for United, keep it as it is. I think it's Chelsea that have got the tailoring to United's system. I think that they've completely came out of the blocks and bamboozled Chelsea. Like I say, keep going back to this point, but it's so relevant. Claude Makelele's job at the moment is redundant. So what do Chelsea do? They either put another one up front and try and wrestle back some kind of possession, or stick Solomon Kalou on for Makelele, an additional midfield player.
Stan, they're all into the game now. You must have come off big games when you've been battered like that in the first half and you've perhaps got a lucky break. Will Chelsea at half-time really come out now? Will we see a different Chelsea side because of what happened just before half-time?
I think so, because certainly for the first 30-35 minutes, it was all Manchester United. It was interesting towards the end of the half that Cristiano Ronaldo faded a little bit, and certainly Michael Essien came more to the fore. But again, it's back to square one. Will Chelsea keep their system the same? That, for me, is the big question.
Do you think Avram Grant at the moment, we talk about lack of confidence for players on the big occasion, will Avram Grant have the confidence to change it if necessary? He didn't seem to do anything. He nearly froze again after Manchester United took the lead there, you know, looking at the bench.
Well, I think you give the responsibility to the players on the pitch. And I know that, like I say, Claude Makelele is a defensive midfield player, but the fact that he was only 2 or 3 yards at any one moment from Carvalho and John Terry, he, as an experienced player, needs to address the situation, assess the situation and say, I actually don't need to mark anybody here. The two central defenders are marking Rooney and Tevez. I can push forward 15 yards.
It was Ronaldo put Manchester United ahead, a thoroughly deserved lead. It was Frank Lampard that got Chelsea back into it. What are we going to see in the second half of the Champions League final here in Moscow? Let's find out right now, once more, with Alan Green.
Well, absolutely nothing to commentate on in the first 22 and a half minutes of the game. Little of any consequence whatsoever. And then it all burst alike with Ronaldo's goal that, frankly, was the result of a good header but some shoddy defending by Chelsea. Essien totally flat-footed. And really, Manchester United should be out of sight. The great double save by Cech, but maybe United, through Tevez and Carrick, should have made sure he didn't get his body or his hand to the ball. And then the great cross by Rooney that I thought Tevez was going to tuck in as well, but he didn't. So Chelsea are very, very fortunate to be level at the start of the second half. I wonder, Graham, would you be tempted to just take off Makelele, put on Belletti at right back, and move Essien into midfield?
I think the thing is, when you're looking at that, you look at that first half and you say, listen, we haven't played here, we haven't performed. And listening, to what is being said from Stan saying about Makelele, I think what you do now, you've got that goal that suddenly brings you right back into the game. So in one respect, let's have a look for 10 to 15 minutes and let's see if that goal has such a positive effect on us and we can then get ourselves really in control of the game. If it doesn't, then he has to make changes.
Well, Manchester United are out very early for the start of the second half. There are no changes in their 11, nor would you expect a change. Goalkeepers Van der Sar, defenders Brown, Ferdinand, Vidic and Evra. We can now be certain that the midfield is Hargreaves on the right, Ronaldo on the left, Scholes and Carrick between them, and up front Rooney and Tevez. I wonder if this is just a little bit of sneaky thinking by Chelsea. Make United wait. Finally, Malouda comes out onto the pitch. He hasn't done a great deal for me, but Chelsea as a whole haven't done a great deal. They have to play better, surely, in the second half than they did in the first, and we're assuming that they're not going to make any changes as yet. The goalkeeper is Cech. Defensive, Essien, Carvalho, Terry and Ashley Cole. A midfield of Makelele, Ballack and Lampard. Then Joe Cole and Malouda. And finally Drogba. And it's also important, Graham, there are four changes. Now Sir Alex Ferguson actually came out behind Drogba. And I think there may have been words from the United boss there about, why are you so late? What do you think, Graham?
Yeah, I mean, at the end, the referee will have called them out. The referee will have been in charge of those kind of situations. It may be that he's brought them out of the dressing room. I'm not certain. We haven't seen inside there. My whole particular feeling about this is that goal just before half-time. Are we going to see a change of effect? We'll just have to wait and see.
I should tell you, 4 players were yellow-carded in the first half. Ferdinand and Scholes for Manchester United. Carvalho and Makelele for Chelsea. And there were some touchy moments.
Definitely.
This referee will not be frightened to send somebody off. The second half is underway. Chelsea all in blue defending the end to our left, behind which are the Manchester United fans. It's cluttered upfield by Cech. Brilliant chest down by Drogba, but Malouda, who's had a poor game, just volleys the ball high over the crossbar.
That was hopeful, wasn't it? It was hit and hope there. It's knocked down to him. He's had a swing at it with his right foot. He's never going to score from there. What I also think is Chelsea have got to get into the game to be able to bring Cole, Joe Cole in particular.
Who's hardly had a kick.
Hardly had a touch of the ball.
No involvement. Terry heads the ball forward, intercepted by Carrick. And here's Brown on the far side of the field. Malouda's foot was high. And is that a free kick? I think it is a free kick. About a foot in from the right touchline, almost on the halfway line. Played to Scholes. And back to Ferdinand. And here's Vidic. Vidic for Manchester United. To Rio Ferdinand. And there were 2 deflections on the way to Lampard's goal. One of them certainly came off Ferdinand. Ferdinand leaves it now for Scholes inside the centre circle. First minute of the second half has been played. You listen to BBC Radio. Manchester United 1, Chelsea 1. Evra into Tevez. Back towards Evra. But another example of how this surface is not clever. Evra slipped and Cech makes the clearance to the halfway line. Scholes heads it back. Here's Ronaldo, who was caught quite badly by Carvalho late in the first half. Here's Wes Brown. Hargreaves, who certainly had a very influential first 45 minutes. Malouda barged into him there, and the referee's quite right, Lewis Mikkel. That's a free kick to Manchester United. I look at Malouda and I cannot understand why his fee was justified. I do not understand what he's doing in the team.
Well, I have to say, I think he's been a big disappointment in terms of his performances. They've been very, very inconsistent.
Free kick taken by United. Here's Ferdinand on to Vidic. Quite a slow start to the second half. Oh, poor from Vidic. And then Scholes was caught by Drogba. And if Drogba hadn't done that, Chelsea were in a great position to counter-attack. Anyway, Scholes is going to take the free kick himself. Pedestrian start to the second half. Scholes hits the free kick to the left side, and Evra into Ronaldo. Lampard's close by. Neat back heel by Ronaldo to Evra. And to Scholes. Scholes looking for the run forward of Hargreaves. Hargreaves almost got to the ball. Ashley Cole was under pressure but heads it away, and Cole snaps the clearance over the halfway line into the United half, where it's met by Rio Ferdinand. Lots of empty red seats by, quote, executives on the far side of the field. We see that too often in England, don't we? But they're the UEFA cats who lick the cream. Ball's out of play on the far side of the field.
Yeah, I mean, it was very interesting to see how quickly this game does settle down.
It hasn't in the second half.
No.
It's waiting for Mike Egan's commentary, just like the first half. I'm just wasting my time. I should hand over to Mike. Well, Sepp Blatter's here, the president of FIFA, and Michel Platini, of course, the president of UEFA, such a great friend of English football, Michel Platini, as he keeps on making his statements. Here's Lampard towards Drogba. Good interception by Ferdinand. Ferdinand runs forward, finds Ronaldo, but the pass was awkward to the Portuguese, and it's out of play. Which way is the throw-in going? It's going to Ronaldo and Manchester United. Essien doesn't like the decision, and needlessly another ball boy throws a ball onto the playing surface. Throw-in taken. Ronaldo back to Scholes, and Scholes carefully into Carrick. Carrick now to Hargreaves. Hargreaves and Ronaldo, the best United players for me. Here's Brown. Hargreaves again. And it's to Carrick once more. 4 minutes already played in the second half. Not of any great import. Carvalho to Ballack. Ballack plays it in the direction of Malouda, but Ferdinand's there first, easily, comfortably. Plays it back to Van der Sar. Van der Sar out to Carrick. Carrick now turns and runs away from Ballack. Finds Paul Scholes. Scholes to the left side, and Ronaldo. Evra the fullback, rushing past the Portuguese, and Ronaldo running forward and quite deliberately played it off Joe Cole, out of play for a throw into United. Ronaldo takes it back to Carrick. Scholes available. Carrick was clattered into there by Joe Cole. That could be another yellow card. And Joe Cole, waves his hands as if I'm innocent. No, you're not. It was late.
It was a silly tackle, wasn't it? There was no need. He was always going to give a free kick away. I find that very difficult to understand, because if Manchester United now so wish, they can put the ball in the danger area.
Free kick taken by Ronaldo to Evra. Back to Ronaldo. On to Evra again. And Ballack pushes into Ronaldo. A bit of a dive by Ronaldo. He was fouled, but he didn't need to make quite as much of it. Free kick has been awarded. Taken by Evra to Ronaldo. Ronaldo overhits the cross. One bounce in the penalty area, and behind it goes for a goal kick.
It really is, which direction you're coming from when you're looking at Ronaldo. Yes, he does go down. He went down there probably unnecessarily. But I happen to believe, having watched him, a period of time now, he is in line to become a great player. That's all I'm going to say, because the word great has to be used carefully. But he's certainly in line to become a great player.
Malouda almost got onto that careless header by United, but it's cleared by those in red. Here's Drogba. Not much influence in the game, but that's a good ball forward to Lampard. Back to Drogba. Drogba appeals for the handball by Vidic there, not given. Hargreaves rushes away to the far side. They played to safety for United, or at least he thought to safety, but it hit Ashley Cole, rebounded under Hargreaves. Out it goes for a Chelsea throw-in. 6 minutes gone in the second half here on BBC Radio. Champions League final. Still 1-1. Throw taken by Chelsea. Lampard plays it back to Essien. Where's Essien? Inside right position. Shoots. Deflects off Vidic. Ricochet runs to Joe Cole. Joe Cole runs at Evra. Evra did very well, but Cole might get to the ball, and Evra, he plays it off Joe Cole. But Joe Cole furious. He thinks he should have had a corner.
Yeah, he's got to be steady. He's running at the referee, and now at the referee, and now at the linesman. Decision's been made, Joe. If you're not careful, you'll be in that.
Well, he should have been in the yellow. He should have been in the book for that tackle on Carrick. Goal kick is taken short by Van der Sar to Vidic. Mike said to me at half-time, Graham, why you nipped to the little boy to him. He said, don't worry, Alan, you'll get the winner. He was obviously feeling guilty that I had nothing to commentate on in the first 22 and a half minutes. And I said, oh, no, I won't. And the way the second half has started, there's no chance of me describing the winner. Here's Ballack, hooking the ball high towards Drogba. Drogba's offside, and it's a free kick to Manchester United. Such an untidy start.
It is. The game's not settled down this half at all.
Free kick played to Scholes under pressure from Ballack. Gets it back, just back to Vidic. Vidic lifts it forward. Joe Cole intercepts with his head. Good header back by Ballack to Makelele. Makelele is almost running into trouble, but gets beyond Rooney. Finds Terry. On to Makelele again. Chelsea must be encouraged by being level after being outplayed in the first 45 minutes. Ashley Cole on the far side. To Makelele. Lampard. Again a poor pass from the England player. Straight out of play, and it's a throw into Manchester United.
Just for a period of time we did see Chelsea just tried to link that ball together, although they didn't end up being totally successful, but they need to do more of that. They haven't kept the ball anything like they should have done, but credit Manchester United, particularly in the first half, for that.
Here's Carvalho with a header towards the United left flank, kept in play by Evra. Ronaldo available. Ronaldo takes it up, faced by Michael Ballack. Ronaldo teases Ballack, moves inside. Great play by Ronaldo, finding Evra. Needs a decent cross, far post, too high for Hargreaves, and it's out of play for a throw.
What a poor cross. You know, at this level, great play by Ronaldo, releases Evra, time to look up, players in the box, pick them in, drive it long. What you don't do is overhit it and put it out for a throw-in. Very, very disappointing end.
Well, had it been the other way around, had Evra put Ronaldo through, you'd bet the cross would have been much, much better. Ashley Cole with a throw, deep in his own half, towards Drogba. Drogba was just leaning back on the defender, but play allowed to continue. Manchester United had possession, then they lose it. Here's Makelele, that's a good ball forward to Malouda. Now Malouda runs into the centre circle. A man free in the far side. It's Essien. Come up from right back. Essien moving forward. Steps in. Left foot. Shoots over the crossbar.
Tell you what, he just had to get it on target, because if you look, Van der Sar slipped. He almost went to ground, did Van der Sar. I thought Essien was trying to bend it into the right post, into the right-hand part of the net. He made a complete mess of it. As it happened, if he'd hit the target, I think it would have gone in, because Van der Sar slipped.
I think he wanted it really on his right foot, which is better than his left foot. But Van der Sar was prone. He wouldn't have got to the ball if it had been on target. Well, that officially, folks, is my first effort on goal during my commentary in this game. not that I get needled at this sort of stuff. I just like to commentate on better football. It has been a better game, actually, since Ronaldo put United in front and then Lampard equalised. It's hit into the United half, but I think it's running down that far touchline, still in play. Officially, folks, it's midnight in Moscow. Isn't this ridiculous? Absolutely absurd. What are we doing playing football right across the continent of Europe at midnight? Stan Collymore, give me an excuse.
Good morning, Alan.
Oh, thanks, mate. It is absurd.
It's interesting to note, though, that obviously Chelsea's goal came from a miss-hit shot by Michael Essien, and bemoaned Makelele sitting in that deep midfield position and not being the one to push out. Essien effectively now is playing, I've never seen it before, but a right-back come central midfielder. He's making 40, 50-yard runs, and every time he gets the ball, Cristiano Ronaldo's really going to have to do a shift to try and pen Essien back now.
He's capable of it. Now, Vidic had to hit the ball out of play there, and Drogba used the opportunity from the resulting Chelsea throw-in to sort of wave his arms at the Chelsea crowd, urging encouragement from the club supporters. Here's Lampard after the throw. Good ball to Ashley Cole, just to the left of the penalty. Excellent cross in. Drogba was there. So too was Vidic. And Vidic puts it behind for a corner.
Excellent defending by Vidic. He had to get down onto the floor to head it wide of the goal. Yes, he's conceded a corner, but with Drogba bearing down on him, it was first-class defending.
Corner to Chelsea. 1-1 in Moscow. Played into the near post. Drogba had an opportunity to head it goalwards, but caught it awkwardly with his forehead, and it's harmlessly behind, high for a goal kick.
Drogba came in and around the near post area on the edge of the 6-yard box there. I'm not certain whether he headed it, it came off his shoulder, but didn't take full advantage.
And 5 Live at 10 o'clock, assuming a normal finish in this game, we'll have 6:06, which I'll be presenting from the Luzhniki Stadium in Moscow. The lines are now open, 0500 909 693. Now here's Michael Ballack, 30 yards out, drives it in, that's just wide. I think Van der Sar had it covered.
I think Ballack has had more shots than any other Chelsea player in this game. But here he's got the space, he's got the time. You're expecting him to hit the target. You know, and he doesn't, it's well wide.
No, Van der Sar had it covered, but it was a good yard.
Nobody closed him down.
12 minutes played in the second half. 1-1, Manchester United and Chelsea. Unquestionably, United the better team in the first half, but it's goals that decide matches. However, fortunate the equaliser for Chelsea. Here's Tevez, who hasn't quite had the impact in the game that you hoped that he would have. He's had 2 chances to score and didn't take either of them. Ferdinand heads the ball back to Van der Sar. And Van der Sar out to Ferdinand again. On the far side of the field, it seems like a mile away. The stadium's quite shallow in terms of its seating, and we're quite high up and midway between the halfway line and the goal occupied by Petr Cech. Vidic, that's a good drifted pass to the far side, and Brown, who on the volley plays it into Carrick. Scholes available in the centre circle. Carrick though on to Hargreaves, and now Brown again to Hargreaves once more, now level with the edge of the Chelsea penalty area. 2 defenders across there. One is Makelele. Makelele gets in a tackle, the ball's out of play. Hargreaves has gone down as if he's injured, and I tell you what, Hargreaves doesn't he's holding his face again. Remember, Scholes clearly Hargreaves thinks that Makelele caught him quite deliberately. Scholes had blood from his nose after he made a tackle on Makelele in the first half. Was it a swinging elbow? A little bit, but not much.
I don't think any intent whatsoever.
No, he did catch him on the side of the face.
He caught him, but I think the whole body movement as you're trying to win the ball was responsible for that.
59 minutes played in Moscow. 1-1 Manchester United and Chelsea. Cech with the Chelsea free kick. And then it's with Malouda on the far side of the field. Malouda to the left of the penalty area. Back to Lampard. Lampard now into the penalty area. Lampard tries to cross the ball. It's blocked by Ferdinand and rebounds for a corner.
Well, he's taken the corner there by attacking, by being very positive. We've seen Lampard do that on occasions. We've seen him skip past defenders. Wasn't able to do this that time, but got the corner.
Chelsea played into the near post. Brilliant defending by Manchester United. That was Vidic. What a wonderful headed clearance under pressure. But Chelsea have seen far more of the ball in this second half than they did at any stage in the first half. On the far side, it's with Malouda. Malouda back to Makelele. And United have got everybody back defending in their own half. Here's Essien. Never mind right back. He's in central midfield at the moment, holding off Scholes. Feeds the ball to the right. To Joe Cole. Into Essien again. Edge of the penalty. Slipped there. Was tackled. Ball breaks to Rooney, and Rooney back in his own penalty area belts the ball upfield. Tevez is on his own. Mistake by Ashley Cole, heading the ball straight to the Argentine. There's no support. Makelele gets in a tackle, and Chelsea are secure once more.
Number of players slipping. Tevez there slipped when he had the opportunity to get away from it. I don't know if it's the pitch or actually their footwear.
Ballack to Lampard, and was Lampard pulled down there by Hargreaves? He was. It's a free kick to Chelsea. And Hargreaves reacted quite badly there in terms of the way he threw the ball back to Lampard. The referee decides not to take any stern action. But as I said, it's touchy, you know. I hate to say it, but you could have a sending off here easily. Free kick taken, break ball in. Ashley Cole doesn't pull it back correctly. Malouda was waiting. But here's Ballack to Lampard, back to Ballack, into the penalty area, low cross in, skips off the head of Ferdinand, high into the air, headed away. Essien with a bad challenge, and he knows it on Ronaldo, and that surely will be a yellow card. No, it's not.
No, he's not going to give that. Essien knew that he was definitely going to be second best there. Came in, certainly didn't go in with his feet, but got his body in the way deliberately on Ronaldo, brought him to the ground.
Anyway, it's a free kick to Manchester United. Van der Sar out of his penalty area to take it. 61 minutes gone here in Moscow. Van der Sar carefully plays the free kick to the far side of the field, and where's Brown? And Brown hits it from right to left, aiming it roughly in the direction of Ronaldo. Headed away by Carvalho. Evra kept the ball in play, but good play by Joe Cole. Joe Cole to Ballack, who's brought down by Tevez. And look, you know, Ballack reacted to Tevez said something to him. Ballack reacted. Not clever. I've got a dodgy headphone connection, and that's why I'm trying to hold that plug in. It's very nice of you to offer as well, Graham. Such a friend. Anyway, free kick is taken. High towards Joe Cole. Joe Cole tackled though by Ferdinand, and I can switch headphones. Just talk away.
There we are then. You've got your headphones switched over, Chris, now. We're just looking at nothing happening in the game, thankfully, so I don't have to make any comment whatsoever. Have you got your headphones back on now? Oh,
what did you say?
Yeah, there we are. I know.
Hey, listen, mate, we actually have a broadcast line. Do you remember October? Mobile phone for the first 20 minutes.
I
Rest of the game,
that, don't worry.
On a, quote, phone line. Never to be forgotten. United and Chelsea fans try to urge their team into a commanding position. Neither commands at the moment. It's 1 goal each here at BBC Radio. Lines open for 606. 0500 909 693. Terry and Carvalho hesitate. Rooney almost bars his way through, but the pass back to Czech, and the goalkeeper hits it upfield. Straight into United's possession again. Ferdinand back to Van der Sar. And Van der Sar lifts a careful clearance towards this near side of the field. The United left, and Evra is just passing the ball out by the goalkeeper. Excellent play. Here's Ronaldo to Tevez now. 35 yards from goal. Tevez didn't get the pass right to Hargreaves at all. Ashley Cole to Malouda. Malouda slips. And here's Hargreaves into Ronaldo. Oh, good play by Ronaldo. He has played exceptionally well tonight. Here's Scholes. Ronaldo available again, but ignored. Pass goes to Carrick instead. Carrick lifts it high towards Rooney. And Rooney's not going to get there. Not going to keep the ball in play. Talking about players who've made an impact. Rooney hasn't made an impact yet. None at all. It's cleared upfield by Chelsea. Drogba was fouled there by Vidic. I think Drogba had slipped initially. There was actually no need for Vidic to foul him. He'd have got away with that. Definitely.
I think in the main Vidic has handled him well, but there'll always be the occasion when the fouls are given against the centre-back, particularly, competing against a person the size of Drogba. The centre-forward will win the free kicks.
Well, if Mike's right, and I'm going to describe a winning goal, it better come in the next 3 minutes. That's assuming the winner is in normal time. But we might have extra time. So often a feature of European Cup and Champions League finals. And 4 of the Champions League finals have gone to penalty shootouts. Malouda, left foot free kick, played in well, clear. That was an outstanding clearance by Michael Carrick, because if he got a poor touch in that, he could have knocked it into his own net.
He had to go for the ball. It was a risk he took by, instead of moving out, putting his foot out to it. And you're quite right. Fortunately for him, it came off the right way. If he'd got the deflection, then you couldn't have seen anything other but an own goal.
Well, it was a great piece of defensive work by Michael Carrick. Here's Michael Ballack to Lampard. Lampard sees that Ashley Cole's got plenty of room down the far side. Plays midway inside the United half. Ashley Cole to Lampard. Faced by Carrick. Lampard still has the ball. Backheels it to Malouda. Malouda left foot shot. Deflects off Ferdinand. Ever tries to scoop it clear. Only high. And Essien's there. Level with the edge of the penalty. Excellent play by Essien. Into Ballack. Lampard shoots. Comes off the head of Vidic. And behind it goes for a corner. And Chelsea are getting on top here.
They are. As gradually as this half has progressed, we've seen Chelsea, I wouldn't say grind their way to it, but gradually have more passing, more of the play, and they're forcing Manchester United back.
Another Chelsea corner, again from the left side, and again delivered right-footed by Lampard. Deeper this time, Van der Sar was nowhere, and the header came off Terry high over the crossbar.
I think I was saying before the game that no goalkeeper likes opposition players right round him, but as you get older that little bit, it's Van der Sar takes an instant dislike to that. He's always looking at the referee from the word go as if he's being fouled, which is not always the case.
Goal kick taken by Edwin van der Sar towards Ronaldo, and I think it goes out of play off Essien's head. It'll be a throw into Manchester United. I wonder when Sir Alex will make a change, because I do expect Ryan Giggs at some stage in the game, and maybe Anderson. Here's Evra with a throw to Tevez. Tevez hasn't done a great deal. And here's Joe Cole picking it up, running forward. Drogba's in a good position. Cole tried to pick him out with a pass, but I think it ricocheted off Carrick, and it goes behind for another Chelsea corner.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure now from Chelsea with the succession of corners.
This time it's from the right-hand side, so Malouda's going to take it, left-footed. Well, Ballack's up there, Carvalho's up there. John Terry just pulls his socks up, and Drogba, all excellent in the air. Malouda comes, left-footed, in-swing corner, doesn't beat the first defender. That was Ronaldo. But the clearance runs harmlessly to Essien. Essien back to Makelele. Makelele onto Ballack again, promising for Chelsea. Dinks it in toward John Terry, headed away by Ferdinand's limping. Ferdinand's limping quite badly at the moment. He's got a problem. The United captain is struggling with an injury. Malouda onto Lampard. Lampard into the penalty area, pulls it back, and Ferdinand can hardly limp even as he knocked that ball away. It's still in play, and the referee has now blown his whistle so that Rio Ferdinand can receive treatment. After a word from Graham Taylor, we're midway through the second half. It'll be Mike England.
I think that's a correct decision by the referee. It was pretty obvious that Ferdinand was limping, and the referee had seen that, and when he had to clear it with his injured leg, he immediately went to floor. Yes, the ball didn't go out of play, but I think the referee was quite right to stop play and bring on the physiotherapist.
I just wonder whether it's cramp, Graham, and nothing more serious than that. And of course, it would be desperate for Manchester United to lose their captain at this stage. Stan, let's hear from you. Stan Collymore.
Yeah, I think that it is cramp. The stretches are coming on, but certainly the way it looked as if it wasn't a hamstring. If it was a torn hamstring or a little hamstring strain, he would have been able to move around. Cramp does get you, makes you go to ground quite quickly, and he certainly was in a lot of pain, Rio Ferdinand. But just going back, the left backs, Ashley Cole and Patrice Evra, have had really two good opportunities in this half, both of them, to put crosses in when they've been inside the 18-yard box, and instead of going along the route of hard and low across the box, hope that somebody gets a touch in it and scores a goal. It's been poor pass selection. First, Patrice Evra tried to dink it over to the far post. Poor decision, and Ashley Cole the same.
Well, Frank Lampard is also receiving some attention as well down there, and I think I said in the first half when there was an injury to Didier Drogba that it came at a very good time for Chelsea because they were really up against it. This time out has actually come at a good time for Manchester United, Graham.
It is, because as this second half has progressed, Chelsea have come more into the game. They've had more control of the ball. They've passed it amongst themselves and kept it for much longer than they were able to do in the first half. And Manchester United, just being gradually moved back.
You may not have heard the last commentary tonight from Alan Green, because the way things are heading, we are heading for extra time here. Joe Cole, though, takes possession for a Chelsea side playing much brighter in the second half. Cole makes some room for himself, drives the ball in towards Drogba, and it's cleared by Manchester United. You just wonder, though, now as we have 20 minutes of normal time to go, whether it might become a little more cagey. The ball is with Makelele of Chelsea, playing from left to right here in this second half. You're listening to BBC Radio. It was all Manchester United in the first half. They led through Ronaldo after 26 minutes. There were other opportunities. Right before half-time, Lampard got a couple of lucky breaks, equalised for Chelsea, and they're such a resilient side, Chelsea. They are a much different proposition in the second half. We've had no substitutions yet. Van der Sar clears. Ferdinand's OK now. Tevez won't get that in the air. Rooney picks up the pieces just on the edge of the area. Wayne Rooney, square ball to Hargreaves on the edge of the area. Hargreaves now to Carrick. Carrick with a shot, didn't get hold of it. It's got a deflection though, and Manchester United have a corner.
Yeah, there. I don't know who is the Chelsea player that's laying down. Makelele, who's down. I think it may have come off him for the corner, but he went down very early and he stayed there. Looks like the physio will be coming on to Makelele before the corner is taken.
Well, there's quite a bit for Sir Alex Ferguson and Avram Grant to think about now, because they do have many other options, of course, on the bench. And Sir Alex Ferguson was talking, it was Tevez, and it wasn't a great challenge. Did you see that again?
I did, yes.
Yeah, what did you think?
Well, I thought that Tevez almost jumped on Makelele, didn't it? It was almost like trying to piggyback him, and he's got his hand right round his face. And then Makelele goes down as well, and as I say, the physio's on at the moment, and they're treating Makelele while we wait then for the corner to be taken for Manchester United.
Well, Sir Alex Ferguson made quite a lot of the fact that he thinks he's got stronger resources now at Manchester United, and he may well look to the bench, as indeed Avram Grant might have to now, if Claude Makelele can't continue. They're still hoping that he can carry on, and in the meantime, this is a corner for Manchester United, so Chelsea mustn't be distracted by this knock to Claude Makelele. So it will be a corner, and waiting patiently to take it is Owen Hargreaves. Ferdinand and Evra just discussing tactics. For the moment, Ferdinand is staying back. Rooney, as ever, in that dangerous area, looking for ricochets on the edge of the box. Ronaldo's headed one goal here tonight. Tevez is standing inside the 6-yard area. Corner kick will be taken by Hargreaves to the far post, and Cech was flapping to try and get it. Headed away in the end, but I think the free kick might have been given for the foul on Cech.
Yeah, I think the referee saw that very early. I think many people there'd been a little bit of shoving about people. There's half a dozen Manchester United players up there, same number of Chelsea players as well, and a little bit of shoving had gone, and I think the referee looked at that from the word go.
It's getting tense now here in Moscow, way past midnight, as Evra clears, and he hasn't got the ball out of play. Essien keeps it in. Essien now for Joe Cole. Joe Cole's ball travels a long way through the penalty area, and Manchester United now will bring it out. Sir Alex Ferguson stands in the technical area for about the first time tonight, watching his side. Carrick turning away from two Chelsea players in midfield, and then very smoothly picks out Ronaldo. Ronaldo now for Manchester United, hugging the touchline and going past Essien. Ronaldo approaching the penalty area. Still Ronaldo, red shirts waiting, and then in the end there's nothing. Although I think he's got the corner. He has, and Chelsea can't believe it. Joe Cole's furious, but Ronaldo has won the corner.
Yeah, it surprised me a little bit there, but the referee's right on the spot, so you can't argue with him. But still, two players, Ballack and Joe Cole, complaining bitterly that the corner's been given.
Sir Alex Ferguson just calls over Evra to speak to him. Ferdinand stays back inside the centre circle. Hargreaves prepares to take a Manchester United corner kick. 1-1 in the Champions League final, and it's too high for Ronaldo this time. Can't control the header. Runs away for a goal kick. Stan Collymore.
Yeah, just noting there's great skill by Cristiano Ronaldo on the left, but it absolutely categorically wasn't a corner. You see on the replay, it was a scuff from Cristiano Ronaldo. Referee was behind it, but didn't manage to see that. He obviously thought it was coming off Joe Cole, but it should have been a goal kick.
And the UEFA official down there is inviting Sir Alex Ferguson to step back a couple of inches back into the technical area. Now Scholes, who's been quite quiet. We don't seem to have mentioned him too many times in the second half. It's Manchester United 1, Chelsea 1 in the Champions League final on BBC Radio. Ballack, who's been much more involved, much more instrumental in the second half. Throwing to Manchester United. And Vidic now for United. Back inside his own half. The crowd wondering what comes next here in the final. Ronaldo against Carvalho, and Carvalho for the second time really tonight takes out his fellow countryman. The first time he got a yellow card. Free kick is taken. Scholes gently with the ball inside the centre circle. United now again finding Ronaldo just inside the Chelsea half, near side, the left. He's played exclusively down the left tonight. Ronaldo, he's got three Chelsea players around him. He's taking the ball to the dead ball line, but he's tackled by Joe Cole, and Ballack thumps the clearance down the field. Again, a big gap between Drogba and the rest of the Chelsea side, and then it's just knocked back long by Scholes to Van der Sar.
I don't know whether it's permanent, Mike, but I think there's been a change by Manchester United. Wayne Rooney out wide on the right, Hargreaves coming into the middle to make three in the middle. Tevez on his own, centre forward, Ronaldo wide left. I think that is a change that they've made.
Something perhaps different for Chelsea to think about, trying to get Rooney perhaps a little more on the ball. The ball is with Essien now down the Chelsea right. Plays the ball into Makelele, who's recovered from that blow he got a few moments ago. Ballack finding Lampard, and now Lampard and John Terry coming forward, the Chelsea captain. Terry's ball, he slips as he plays the ball into the area. And Drogba got a hold of Vidic, and down goes Malouda. And the referee gives nothing for Chelsea. Well, it's a long way away, that action from here. Malouda went down, and the referee just gives Manchester United the goal kick.
Well, I thought Malouda might have handled it. It's certainly not a free kick. The referee completely right. He trips himself up.
He trips himself up, yeah. Well, that action away to our right as Ronaldo gives the ball back to Scholes, and Manchester United regroup, and then Vidic threads it towards Tevez. Graham Taylor just pointing out then that Rooney now is over on the right against Ashley Cole. Tevez going to play down the centre. It's very flexible, of course, the front three for Manchester United. And the next goal could win it. Essien with a Chelsea throw in near side. Manchester United 1, Chelsea 1 on BBC Radio into the last 15 minutes of the 90. And now then Joe Cole, way off the ball, has gone down. Short of the halfway line. There's words between Drogba and the referee and Evra. I have no idea what happened then. You're not getting a replay. Joe Cole is now up on his feet and talking to pitch. And Alan's right, it's been very tetchy,
it is, yeah.
very niggly,
yeah.
and quite unnecessary, really. Well, what Joe Cole's thrown himself down.
There was a bit of right. There was a right elbow from Evra. He just.
Well, the referee didn't see it, the officials didn't see it, the game continues, and Didier Drogba now is going forward. Drogba now. Drogba still slips. So many players going to ground here. It's Ashley Cole of Chelsea. Drogba with a shot! Hits the post! Van der Sar was beaten. And Drogba's effort comes off the post, and Manchester United survive.
Van der Sar completely beaten then. After slipping, Drogba gets himself up, and immediately, almost within the next step, he's taken the shot in, bent it round Van der Sar, smashes against the post. Let off for Manchester United there.
Right, let's emphasise what's happening here. It was Manchester United's first half, it's been Chelsea's second half, and I wonder whether, as Tevez now, there's just too much of this going on. Tevez against Ballack now. Again, niggly, free kick given. Lubos Mikel, actually, the referee's been quite lenient here with players on yellow cards, remember, from the first half.
I can understand why Sir Alex has changed the formation, because Chelsea was certainly getting a lot more of the ball, but it does worry me when Manchester United do that. It's like an admission that, you know, yeah, we're not quite handling this right, and I still think they're better off doing what they did right from the start of the game by getting their attacking movements going. So I think it steps in to favour Chelsea, this at the moment.
Well, Chelsea equalised against the run of play in the first half. Can Manchester United find a goal against the run of play? It's Joe Cole again against Evra. Ball in the air, headed down by Lampard, helped on by Malouda, but Manchester United patrolling in defence. Ferdinand's header to Van der Sar, and now United bringing the ball out, playing from right to left. And they find Wes Brown over on the far side, and now Rooney joining in. But United have given the ball away, and Chelsea sense they could have the advantage here. And Malouda's looking brisk over on the left side, into Drogba! And Drogba can't put it away. But Malouda, much more of a threat in this second half, played the ball into the near post, and Drogba couldn't control it.
I don't know whether to blame the surface or not, or whether the footwear that some of these players have got on, but far too many, for me, are slipping at vital times, and you could really pay for it. You know, in one respect, I hope it is the problems of the pitch rather than having your wrong selection of boots on.
Carrick of Manchester United, and now Scholes. 10 minutes to go of the normal time here. 1-1 in Moscow. Ronaldo on the ball for Manchester United. Joe Cole doubling up to try and help out Michael Essien. Step-overs from Cristiano Ronaldo. 3 Manchester United players waiting, and it's headed away easily by Carvalho. At the back for Chelsea. Throw-in. Still no changes made yet by either of the managers here. Aware that the players here could be facing an extra 30 minutes. Throw into Manchester United. Evra, who played in the final for Monaco against Porto. Evra throws into Tevez, who really hasn't quite delivered this evening. He may be one of the players who might make way if Manchester United make changes. Now, Ferdinand finding Brown down the Manchester United right. Carrick's return ball, looking for Brown. In comes Ashley Cole and does well for Chelsea. And it's out of play for a Manchester United throw. We've just moved into the last 10 minutes here. The 2 goals in the first half. Ronaldo first, Lampard equalising for Chelsea. United at the moment not moving it quickly. That's normally their game that they love. They love the tempo, the passing and the moving. Scholes now, bit more height to this near side of the field. Evra cuts it back to Tevez. Tevez fancies a shot, and it's just wide. And I think Petacek did have that one covered.
Yes, I think he did. I just wondered if it got a slight deflection at once, but that was not the case. I mean, there's a little chance there for Manchester United, but as I've said, you know, on a number of occasions, I just concern myself when they start to play in a formation that takes away their free-flowing football. If they play this way, they've got to get the ball to their front and wide men.
United's first half, Chelsea's second. 1-1 no still. Joe Cole. And now Lampard squirts the ball forward to Essien. Vidic is there, and he can't give it back to Van der Sar, and that just has to settle for a throw-in to Chelsea. Now, the throw will be taken by Essien. Essien trying to find Joe Cole. Evra's back and will clear for Manchester United. Still inside their own half. In comes Carvalho. Chelsea have to be careful here not to be vulnerable to the counter. They've still kept the ball well, though. And it's Terry inside the centre circle. Down the centre to Malouda. Malouda sees Drogba in a good position down the left. Lampard's in the area. Drogba trying to set himself up. Ballack shot is high and took it quickly and didn't control the effort at all. It's gone a long way back. Stan Collingwood.
Just looking at the United bench, they're hurriedly giving instructions. It looks as if they're going to be making a substitute. Certain Ryan Giggs is jogging over it. At first I thought it might be John O'Shea or Darren Fletcher, but Ryan Giggs has been called in. Looks as if he may well come on.
And what a moment, of course, it will be for him. It will break the Sir Bobby Charlton appearance record. And when he equalled that record, of course, he scored the goal which finally clinched the title, the Premier League title for Manchester United. Can Giggs make an impact here? About to come on, we think, for Manchester United. Ronaldo boxed in between a couple of Chelsea players, goes to the ground and wins a throw-in. Essien reluctant to give the ball back. It's is it a free kick or a throw-in?
I think he's given the free kick. I think something was said from the Chelsea dugout area as Ronaldo kept looking back at them.
Carrick chips the ball forward. Rooney's header down. Scholes trying to get there first for Manchester United, and Scholes does get there first for Manchester United. And now Carrick. Awkward ball for Tevez to control. Tevez played it in and it was scrambled away by John Terry before Rooney could move onto it. And Chelsea clear, but they played Joe Cole into trouble, but the referee comes to his rescue. That's quite a confrontation between Joe Cole and Evra. Free kick to Chelsea.
Yeah. The game really at the present time is really in the balance for me now, because any mistake by any player now could cost them the trophy. So you'll get that coming in, and one or two tired legs. Be very interesting if and when the substitutions are made.
In Barcelona, United went behind and won the Champions League. Here they went in front, and now Chelsea are battling all the way for the victory themselves. And the linesman has given the kick to Chelsea near side,
foul by Vidic,
and Malouda's across to take it. And John Terry and Carvalho are quickly forward. Ballack has scored some important goals with his head. Lampard lurks on the edge of the area with Joe Cole. So Ballack, Terry, Carvalho, Drogba all in the penalty area, and Malouda will take this kick with his left foot, attacking the goal away to our right with 5 minutes of normal time to go. Free kick to Chelsea. Malouda scoops it in towards Drogba. Drogba trying to turn, but denied by the Manchester United defenders. And they're appealing for the corner kick, Chelsea, but the linesman has given the goal kick to Manchester United.
Well, very clear. The goal kick was given pretty well straight away by both the linesman and the referee, so you've got to get on with the play.
Big moment in the history of Manchester United about to happen as Ryan Giggs steps forward. Ryan Giggs, Champions League winner with Manchester United in 1999, but the ball is with Chelsea. And it's Ballack again for Chelsea. Options left and right. Plays it short to Lampard. Chelsea passing and moving at the moment. Joe Cole, but the ball breaks back again to Vidic. None of the United players in the starting lineup tonight started that Champions League final against Bayern Munich. Giggs now about to come on. The next time the ball is out of play. And he may have not only the 5 minutes that remain, but perhaps an extra 30. Scholes of Manchester United. 1-1 here in Moscow. Live commentary on BBC Radio. The ball just inside the Chelsea half, and Giggs waits patiently to come on. Ronaldo, not quite as effective in the second half, and that was a lazy touch by Ronaldo. Gives possession away very cheaply. It's Lampard now for Chelsea. Lampard to Malouda. Chelsea going to try and finish it off in normal time here. Malouda skips over the ball, and now Makelele finds Lampard. Lampard plays it short to Essien. Chelsea now looking to Malouda again. Malouda tangling with Hargreaves. In steps Joe Cole. Poor challenge from Hargreaves. Joe Cole's knocked it into Drogba at the near post. And another appeal for a corner kick. And another goal kick. And now here it comes. Here comes Ryan Giggs to come on for Paul Scholes and make his 759th appearance for Manchester United. And that sets a new club record, breaking Sir Bobby Charlton's 758. Wonderful moment in a great career for Ryan Giggs.
Yeah, not a surprise really. You know, we saw less influence of Paul Scholes as the game has worn on. But it's a fantastic achievement by Ryan Giggs.
And what a stage as well to make that appearance in. Here in Moscow, the Champions League final. We have 3 minutes to go of normal time. Probably a couple of minutes of, at least, of added time, and then the prospect once more of extra time in a Champions League final. Brown into Rooney, and now Ronaldo's gone across into the centre this time and finds Hargreaves. Hargreaves helps the ball onto Carlos Tevez. Giggs is waiting for a piece of the action on the edge of the area. The ball is with Hargreaves. Rooney trying to stay onside. Goes to Carrick again. A lot of passing here from Manchester United, but Chelsea have got everybody back apart from Drogba behind the ball. United just playing it square, and now it's with Brown over on the right. Brown doesn't get the crossing. Instead, hits it back about 20 yards to Carrick. This is patient stuff from Manchester United, but it's not threatening, and they're now back inside their own half. Evra, very cautious, very cagey. One moment might settle it as Carrick threads the ball in, and it's an easy catch for Petr Cech.
Ryan Giggs has come on into a forward position, so it just leaves the two midfield players of Carrick and Hargreaves. I'm pleased in many respects because it means Alex Ferguson hasn't gone against his attacking principles, and he's coming out, and they've gone much more now into a 4-4-2 formation.
Good strong headed clearance there by Brown of Manchester United. Chelsea don't clear it, and then Rooney topples over. Oh, the free kick is given his way. Not sure he had the ball, or anyway, the free kick is to Manchester United, who had just started to have a little more possession in the last few minutes, and now they've got the running of Ryan Giggs, who's just come on from the bench. The free kick is tapped to the far side of the field. It's Brown of Manchester United, and that's a high, hasty ball into the penalty area, which runs away for a goal kick to Chelsea.
Yeah, Wayne Rooney turns round and shows his disgust to Brown there. Pointless, he said, and it is really. But as I say, you have the four forwards now of Ronaldo, Tevez, Rooney and Giggs. So there's some interchange going on as well, although Ronaldo has basically stayed on the left side. But I'd much rather see a Manchester United side playing like this.
And just to underline for you here, with 40 seconds of normal time to go, and the prospect of extra time as Ferdinand clatters in against Joe Cole. The game still continues. The linesman had got his flag up there, but now Joe Cole up against Rio Ferdinand, and the goal kick is given. I was about to say that it's actually now 25-1 in the morning here, so goodness knows what time we're going to finish if we have the extra 30 and possibly even penalties.
Certainly, I mean, we were talking about this before, what would happen if it went as long as this. It's not the first time. We remember we spoke about the Liverpool game against Milan.
2 minutes of added time. 2 minutes of added time, and we're just into those 2 minutes now. Chelsea have the ball, and how ironic it would be now if Chelsea scored in these last 2 minutes after everything that happened in Barcelona. Chelsea still yet to make a change. They may have to, of course, add it in extra time. Chelsea have the ball, and the ball is in towards Joe Cole, but Ferdinand's head was in the way. Chelsea flick it down the left-hand side and away from Ashley Cole. And do you think, Graham, over the last 10 minutes or so, it has got more cages? We've approached the end of the 90?
Yeah, I think at the present time, they're aware of the stage of the game. Nobody will want to commit an error. They'd rather see this go through into extra time, and it'll be very interesting to see the approach of either or both sides to that extra time period.
And the fans who've been showing their tension really are now just revving it up again for their two sides in anticipation perhaps of extra time. It's Carlos Tevez. Tevez, one more chance maybe for Manchester United. Ronaldo to Evra, who just about keeps it in. Bit of magic finally from Ronaldo perhaps here. Ronaldo into the area, Makelele's waiting for it, and he's just knocked it straight out of play. And we've got 45 seconds of added time. Ronaldo receives following a United throw. Ronaldo's ball in towards Rooney, went an awful long way through the 6-yard area. Giggs came charging in as well. It's gone wide. It's a goal kick, and we've got about 25 seconds to go.
Ashley Cole did very well there at the back post. The ball had ripped in. He wasn't quite aware of where I think it was Giggs was coming, but he had enough nous about him to let that ball go.
10 seconds of added time at the end of the 90 here in Moscow, where it is approaching 20-1 in the morning. 1-1 in the Champions League final. It's Michael Carrick who'll have to be quick. Down the centre towards Tevez. Across comes Carvalho. Gets in first. There goes the whistle for the end of 90 minutes. And we've been here before. Almost inevitably, the Champions League final, which was so hard to call anyway between these two, is going to need an extra 30 minutes. The goals so far tonight in the first half: Ronaldo after 26, Lampard approaching half-time equalised, United's first half, Chelsea I thought shaded the second half, and so we have an extra 30 minutes as a result of 1-1.
Fergie's straight into the middle of Manchester United, having a long old chat with Ryan Giggs and with Rio Ferdinand there. Avram Grant sort of wandering around as he does so with the Chelsea side. It looks to me as if it's the Chelsea side, you know, they're getting more treatment on their legs than Manchester United, who are all standing at the moment, just taking in fluids.
Yeah, United are on their feet. All the technical staff, they've got people like John O'Shea and Darren Fletcher, of course, midfield players that can come on. It's noticeable as well in that last 10-15 minutes that Owen Hargreaves, instead of being over on that right-hand side, he tucked more in as a midfielder when Paul Scholes came off, just to give them that little bit of solidity, because Chelsea were threatening at times to get within touching distance. Lampard and Ballack shot getting towards the edge of the box. Chelsea, they decided to take the route, sitting down, having a few massages, plenty of water.
Avram Grant talking to Michael Ballack, I think it is, down there, isn't it, who's getting a few stretches as well. Quite forcefully he's doing now, going round all of his players. And, well, there's not an awful lot that they could do at this stage. And what do you do here? Do you have a little bit of a crack now, and then we go back to the cagey stuff for the second half of extra time, or what, Stan?
I think that for Manchester United, it's trying to get ball retention. Chelsea by far had the best of it in the final 20-25 minutes or so, and I think that certainly in this extra period of time now, you'll see likes of Drogba reluctant to go chasing after central defenders, maybe taking a backward step 10-15 yards, letting them play along the back. Chelsea the same, so it will be very cagey. But this is again when people like Cristiano Ronaldo need to step up in that final third, do his magic. And at the other end, Joe Cole has had a quiet game, but again, just little glimpses that perhaps he could be a potential match winner for Chelsea as well.
Well, there's the toss of the coin being made at the moment. We always have quite some time these days after the full-time whistle. Ryan Giggs obviously full of purpose, going over to the ball now, and very interesting this, isn't it? I mean, we've talked all week about the shades of Munich, and 50 years on from that disaster, but 40 years on from Wembley and extra time, when Manchester United, of course, went on so well to win it.
Absolutely, it's full really. I mean, Chelsea, of course, as well, winning that European Cup Winners' Cup against Real Madrid 37 years ago, pretty much to the day. All the fans here, like I say, it's hard to believe, isn't it? 20-1 in the morning.
Well, 40 years ago, it was Manchester United against Benfica, the side from Portugal. Chelsea don't have a Portuguese manager anymore, but Manchester United may well have a Portuguese match winner. Alan Green.
Well, a minute before half-time, I wouldn't have bet anything on extra time. Until that fortunate equaliser for Chelsea, you know, a double ricochet, ball breaking to Lampard, it was all United. All United.
Certainly on the evidence of the first half, you thought it isn't going to go into extra time. Yet, having said that, and before a ball was kicked, I don't think coming into extra time has surprised any of us. I think that first 45 minutes certainly thought, well, there'll be no extra time here. But the fact that there is, I don't think is a total surprise. It won't surprise me if it finishes like this either, and we then have the business of penalties.
Well, we're going to have a change. Kalou is coming on, presumably for Malouda. No, Malouda's there. So, what do you reckon is going to happen here? Kalou appears to be coming on.
There's no sign of the change now.
Now, look, Kalou stripped off, but the first period of extra time has begun with the same personnel that ended normal time. In other words, the only change in the game was Giggs on for Scholes. Here's Carrick from Manchester United. Back to Vidic. They're attacking the end to our right in this first period of extra time. That's the end into which Ronaldo headed them in front. Rooney. Back to Brian. And now Ferdinand. It's become really chilly, but it is 20 minutes in the morning. And 6:06 will follow on 5 Live. Any sensible conclusion here? I've got to get my flight at 7 a.m. Shall I start walking now to the airport, Graham?
Well, I think that what we're looking at, you may, because it started very slowly.
Yeah, caution.
Very slowly indeed.
Well, you know, if he's thinking of making the change in extra time, I don't know why he didn't make it at the start of extra time. That's Avram Grant. Kalu will be coming on. Giggs whips the ball upfield, easily cleared by Essien. Hargreaves definitely in a central midfield role now. To Ronaldo, back to Evra, into Tevez. Tevez, centre of the Chelsea half, to Michael Carrick. Carrick slides the ball forward to Giggs, onto Tevez, promising. Tevez is there, but so too is checked as they tried to pass their way into the penalty area, pass their way into a goal opportunity.
I think they're a little bit unlucky there. I'm not so certain about the Chelsea defender, whether his intention was to intercept or not, but a lovely 1-2 by Rooney and Tevez. Some good play there.
Vidic heads, checks clearance to the halfway line, then it's headed out by Giggs for a throw, and here comes the Chelsea change. And it is the change I anticipated. I just don't understand why it wasn't made 2 minutes ago.
That is strange, isn't it?
It is Malouda who comes off and Kalu goes on. And straight away, of course, Kalu takes up that left attacking position of the sort of two players behind Drogba. Ronaldo attacking down the other flank for Manchester United. And Ronaldo running at Essien. Essien gets in a challenge. I think he may have backheeled the ball into Ronaldo, and it's out for a throw into Chelsea.
To be fair to Essien then, when Ronaldo started to stretch him with a run, he stuck with him, and he's strong and powerful, and I think he's done as well as he could do, playing in the position which isn't really his natural position.
A number of Chelsea players, I thought, in the second half, Graham, came on.
Definitely.
Essien did.
Yeah.
Joe Cole started to show much more. Frank Lampard, Michael Ballack, but they could hardly play as ineptly in the second half as they certainly played in the first. 1-1 here in extra time here in Moscow. The referee's decided there's an offence against John Terry, and he's awarded a free kick to Chelsea. Just, certainly wasn't there, but Makelele takes it and is allowed to take it close to the halfway line. On it goes to Kalu. Brown is there, gets a toe to the ball, it's out of play, and it's a throw in to Chelsea. 3 minutes of extra time have been played. Ashley Cole to take the throw in. Ballack lurking just outside the penalty area. Cole throws to Kalu. And Kalu into Ashley Cole again, into the penalty area, tries to slide it back, chance for Ballack, Lampard, they all want to shoot, Lampard hits the crossbar, Cole hits the card, up over the crossbar, behind for a goal kick. That's twice Chelsea have hit the woodwork.
Well, as much as Chelsea were lucky to equalise just before half-time, Manchester United have been fortunate with first Drogba in normal time, and now Joe Cole hitting the woodwork.
I didn't understand why Ballack didn't shoot a goal. I mean, he unselfishly led the ball to Lampard. Here's Lampard again, in towards Drogba. Drogba can't pick up possession though, and it's cleared by Vidic. And that's loose from Carrick. And then Ronaldo steps in, wins the ball back. Well done, Cristiano Ronaldo. Sprinting down this near touchline. United right. On to Rooney. Rooney back to Ronaldo. Running away from Makelele. Is the cross good enough? In towards Tevez. Headed clear by Carvalho. Ever on the far side of the field. Oh, the referee spotted a foul by Ryan Giggs, and it's a free kick to Chelsea.
There's been this talk about Ronaldo having to perform on the big games. He's performed in this game, there's no doubt about that. It's a fantastic run, a strong run by him, good delivery, good end delivery. And he's, proving some of the, let's say, not critics, but some of the people have questioned, can he deliver? I think on this particular game he certainly has done.
He's been United's best player. Oh, Drogba knows well. Where's the ball in the air? Joe Cole dives. That's why he didn't get the free kick, Joe Cole, because it was a dive. It's not just the foreigners who dive. England players do it as well. Cole is down at the moment as if he's injured. I don't know. Play continues. Michael Carrick back to Hargreaves. Hargreaves on to Tevez. They're going to put the ball out of play. They are. Joe Cole will receive treatment, necessary or otherwise.
I've said this a number of times. I know it puts pressure on the referee. I don't believe it's up to the players to kick the ball out at all. I think the referee must decide when play stops, and then that will cover up all of this business. And it ought to be known that it will be the referee that decides when play stops.
This is the 14th European Cup or Champions League final. It's gone to extra time. And I repeat, 4 of the previous 15 Champions League finals required penalty shootouts to decide the winner. Famously in Istanbul, when Liverpool overcame AC Milan, and also back in 2000, I remember Mike and I were sitting at Old Trafford, AC Milan and Juventus. I tell you what, there are a few of the local militia who are donning Manchester United shirts in the crowd. And when the United goal went in, there were 4 very young girls, clearly Russians, who had sort of steward bibs on, and they went absolutely delirious when Ronaldo headed United in front, right in front of us. Doing their jobs, of course. Right, Joe Cole's okay, back on the pitch. We knew he would be, and United get back possession, admittedly deep inside their own half. Well, that's squandered at least a minute of extra time that'll have to be added on at the end of the first 15. Here's Van der Sar. Van der Sar, right-footed. I'm just wondering if it's raining out there now. There are a few brollies that have been put up. In fact, I'm sure it's raining. Weather-wise, it's been a horrible day in Moscow. Grey, wet most of the time, and increasingly cold. Here's Carvalho for Chelsea, taking the ball well on his chest. Carvalho trying to run away from Tevez. Tevez did well, got in a challenge, won the ball. Carrick to Giggs, excellent pass to Rooney. Rooney then tackled by Ashley Cole, and Rooney was looking for support down the right side and it wasn't forthcoming. Brown was too deep. Here's Kalou getting away from Brown. This is promising for Chelsea. Essien's in a great position, playing to Michael Essien into the penalty area. Oh well, it's knocked behind by Carrick for a corner. Essien couldn't really create the room for a shot on goal and didn't think of a pass to a colleague.
But I'd say Essien there, he's done a 50-yard run to get up into possession. I mean, he's bombing up and down that right-hand side. He's very much almost like the midfield player. Wasn't quite able to get the finishing touch with it, but has still won his side a corner.
Lampard from the right. Terry, Carvalho and Ballack wait. It's headed down by Carvalho, well wide of goal, and it's trundling behind for a goal kick. There's this little ritual that John Terry has every time there's a corner for his team or a free kick near a goal. He always pulls up his socks. By the way, Nicholas Anelka's coming on. He's replacing Joe Cole.
Joe Cole coming off, yeah.
Substitution for Chelsea. Joe Cole. I'm sure he's not injured, Joe Cole. Just being taken off. Chelsea fans don't like to see Joe Cole taken off. Don't like that. But I wonder if this is a change of formation, and will Anelka just occupy that right wing berth? That's where he's going at the moment, away towards the far side.
Same formation.
So no change in the formation. So they've changed the 2 players, has Avram Grant behind Drogba. He's taken off Malouda and Joe Cole, and now it's Kalou and Anelka. And here is the said Anelka. Sure, he's not fond of a wide midfield position, but he passes it to Essien, on to Anelka. He tried to run it into the defender and win a throw, and he didn't, and it's out for a United throw, which is taken by Carrick. Nani's about to come on for Manchester United. Ball is back with Van der Sar. Well, we've had a couple of incidents, potential goals in the first period of extra time. My concern always is when it goes into the second period, they're so nervous, so anxious not to make an error, that we inevitably head for spot kicks.
But what we're seeing even with Manchester United at the moment, they're playing very safe football at the moment.
Here's Rooney, certainly not playing as a striker. He's wide midfield. Back to Ferdinand, onto Rooney again. He's on a couple of yards inside the Chelsea half. He hits it high, crossfield, right to left. Essien heads it away before Ronaldo can pick it up. But Evra picks it up. Great run by Evra. Is this the winner? Oh my goodness, what a chance. What an opportunity for Ryan Giggs.
John Terry.
Shot, hit, I think, a defender and loops over the crossbar. But Giggs should have buried it.
Absolutely right there. But I don't know whether it's hitting, whether John Terry brought off some great defending. I thought, Alan, I think John Terry got in the way of it more than Giggs hitting him with the ball. If so, it's fantastic defending.
Yeah, but Giggs should have scored. 5 minutes to go in the first period of extra time. Giggs with a corner, left-footed, in swinging. Great defending that was by Didier Drogba. He was being fouled at the same instant. Vidic was trying to get his head to the ball, and it's a free kick. Here, we're just getting a replay of it. Evra, well, I don't know. I don't know whether Terry deliberately got his body in the way.
Angle.
He got it away with his head, but it was weak from Giggs. Stan Collymore.
That was top-class defending. You just say about strikers winning games. Cristiano Ronaldo just seen Wayne Rooney come off for Nani. But that was world-class defending from John Terry. He was on the back foot. His footing had gone, and he still managed to just crick his neck and get the header over the bar. Wonderful defending from, well, former England captain.
Well, I don't think Rooney's too pleased to have been taken off, but then he hasn't had the best of evenings, frankly.
No, he's had
and Nani, in this formation for Fergie of 4-2-3-1, Nani is a more appropriate player to be on the field than Rooney. I know Mike was talking before the game, maybe this was Rooney's stage. Well, it hasn't proved so. And of course now he won't be involved in any penalty kicks should we get that far. And at the moment we're 19 minutes of football away from penalty kicks. Approaching the end of the first period of extra time. Manchester United 1, Chelsea 1. Here's Kalou, doing well, getting the ball back to Ashley Cole. And into Makelele over the halfway line. Rare excursion upfield for Makelele. Poor pass, awful pass. Straight to Ronaldo. And Ronaldo can counter-attack for Manchester United. He's got Giggs and Tevez. He finds the Argentine. Carlos Tevez rushing forward into the penalty area. Checks on his right foot. Shoots straight at check.
Yeah, once he stepped it back inside on that right foot, I thought he needed to look up because he got support in the box. He went for power straight at him and didn't really trouble check at all. I thought he could have done better there.
Lampard gave Makelele a right rollicking for that error. That could have been very costly. Now Chelsea on the attack now. Oh, well played, Kalou. I thought he'd got the throw-in, but it's not. It goes to Manchester United. Nani, back heel to Hargreaves, and now Carrick. On to Tevez on the halfway line. A simple little pass, didn't find Ronaldo, and it's taken forward by Essien. The referee decides that Essien has fouled Tevez to get the ball, and it's a free kick to Manchester United. Taken by Hargreaves to Carrick. And now here's Ronaldo again. Tevez is through the middle at the moment for those in red. That's given away by Manchester United. And here's Kalou who gives it away as well to Carrick. Taken up by Nani down the right flank, a yard in from the touchline. Beats Ashley Cole. Has to play the ball back though to Carrick. Carrick on to Nani again. That was a handball by Ashley Cole. Spotted with the linesman and not given, and then Nani wastes it. And now he protests to the referee.
I think because it came back to him, they said, look, you've got the advantage.
Do something with it. Yeah. 90 seconds remain of the first period of extra time. Manchester United 1, Chelsea 1. The lines are open, of course, for 606, which I'll be presenting into heaven only knows what are here in Russia. 0500 909 693. Check with a goal kick. Ferdinand jumps at Drogba. Neither of them make contact. Vinicius is there, almost caught in possession by Kalou. And then the linesman is flagged, I think, for foot up, was it?
It was either foot up or he was trying to, his hands went up in the air and probably hit his hands there.
Something like that. Either way, it's an offence.
Still a risk, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's a bit sluggish to get there, Vidic. Van der Sar with a free kick. A minute to go to half-time and extra time. You're listening to BBC Radio as well you should be. Here's Carvalho for Chelsea. A good pass to Kalou. Kalou turns and gets away from Brown again. Back to Lampard. Carvalho. Makelele. Well done, Makelele. Just skips between two United players. Finds Lampard. Lampard to Makelele again. Back to Ashley Cole. A very patient Chelsea. Not much time left, though, in the first 15 minutes of extra time. Dink pass in for Ashley Cole to Ballack. Out. And referee decides that Hargreaves is pulling Ballack back. It's a free kick, Chelsea.
Yeah, I think he got that right as well. I think, he's been on the spot, hasn't he, all the time, Lubos Mikel, and I don't think he's got too much wrong at all.
No, he's a candidate to referee the final of the European Championship. Mind you, that double-header with this one, probably unlikely. Here's Lampard with a free kick from the Chelsea left, right-footed into the penalty area, skips off the head of Brown, that's a corner. Brown jumped, but it was a tired leap, wasn't it? And we've got 2 minutes of added time at the end of the first period of extra time. Lampard gets booed by the Manchester United fans as he goes across to take this corner from the right. Now Anelka's there as well now. Terry played in high, and as Carvalho heads it down, and if Kalou had picked up possession as he should have done, he might have scored.
Yeah, I think if Kalou had been a little bit closer into the goal instead of coming away from it, he'd had a much better chance to have got that the ball as it came bouncing off the ground, bouncing up. He wasn't able to get his foot on the end of it.
Well, I know it's 3 minutes to 10 in the UK. It's 3 minutes to 1 o'clock in the morning here in Russia. It is almost Istanbul all over again for Mike and me, but that would mean penalties. Now Manchester United with a throw in deep inside the Chelsea half, into the 2nd minute of added time at the end of the first period of extra time. Level with the edge of the Chelsea penalty, thrown by Brown to Hargreaves. They're very cautious now, Manchester United, aren't they? No one wants to make an error. Ferdinand to Nani, tackled and fairly challenged and beaten by Ashley Cole, and has played upfield. There was a mistake there by Ferdinand, got away with it. Here's Kalou, and Kalou wasted an opportunity. He had both Anelka and Drogba to his right, tried to run through in his own and didn't get through in his own. Hargreaves for United, just over the halfway line, tackled by Lampard, ball breaks out of play, and it's a Chelsea throw-in.
Yeah, I don't know what Hargreaves was doing there. He seemed to dwell on the ball, not being able to find a pass at all.
There are a lot of tired players. A lot of tired players. The pitch has not been great. It may, if people are watching on television, they might think it looks okay, but it ain't. And we've had our final seconds of stoppage time, of extra time. And what are your thoughts, Graham? Still 1-1. Does it become even more cautious?
I think it's likely to do that as well. There's always the incidents that we've just seen in that period, and it may be that a surprise shot actually gets the winner. We'll just have to wait to see. But generally, and the referee wanting them straight back on as well, generally these second halves tend to peter out and it runs out to penalties.
Well, Balak's getting a rub down on his right thigh, and there's another Chelsea player lying on his back. It might even be John Terry, I think, the skipper. But Manchester United, as they did at the end of normal time, generally just standing up, which I think psychologically is a good move.
Yeah, no doubt about that. There are a few Chelsea players sat down stretching themselves. At the present time, the Manchester United players are there, but they're all being pulled back by the referee to start the second half of extra time.
And to describe the second period of extra time, Mike Ingham.
Well, I jokingly said this morning, Graham, why don't they just cut straight to the penalty shootout? Because there was always the possibility, I think, that it might come down to this. A whole season of Champions League football. We've got another 15 minutes, energy-sapping minutes here in the early hours of the morning in Moscow. And if we don't get a breakthrough, then once more it'll go to spot kicks. And Manchester United to restart playing from right to left. And it's Evra to Carrick on the halfway line. Carrick forward to Tevez. And of course now they have to think about, if they are to make changes, they have to keep their penalty takers out there. Wonder whether we might see Shevchenko coming on if it goes to a penalty shootout. Mixed results, of course, from him in Champions League finals from the spot. Giggs blocked though by Essien. Essien's stood up well, considering what happened in the first half, and now Anelka, who's hardly been in the game. Anelka now comes forward for Chelsea, and it's a good run from Anelka. He looked for Drogba, but Ferdinand clears, and Makelele and now Lampard, and that ball is sent wide to the far side, and Ashley Cole is galloping onto it. Drogba and Kalou in the area. Ashley Cole cuts the ball back to Lampard. Chelsea, remember, have hit the post twice tonight, and here comes Michael Ballack, and that's defended well by Ferdinand of Manchester United. Then the whistle's gone over on that far side by the referee. Referee, by the way, like the pitch, is from Slovakia, and it's a free kick to Manchester United.
Yeah, I think probably it was Ashley Cole going in with his foot high there, and he's given the free kick to United. But I think he's had a very good game, the referee. It's handled it very well.
Quick word from Stan.
Yeah, just looking at the pitch, actually, it's starting to look quite dark in patches, isn't it? Players not able to keep their foot in. I think that it'd be a very, very brave man to pick the winner out of these two.
Well, neither of these sides have particularly good records in penalty shootouts. But anyway, let's keep talking it up and maybe it won't happen. It's Vidic of Manchester United. It's 1-1. Extra time being played here. You're listening to BBC Radio. And it's Vidic of Manchester United with a rather tired ball. But he finds Nani over on the far side of the field. Nani's one of the two United substitutes. Nani bringing the ball in field, and now Carrick trying to pick a pass here for Manchester United. It's with Ronaldo. Again, the pace is very slow, though, from Manchester United. Hargreaves and Carrick again, but they're all back apart from Drogba of Chelsea. Giggs, but he can't get the ball past Essien. And Makelele now gathers it in once more. Makelele almost caught in possession there, and he was caught as well, accidentally, I think, this time by Patrice Evra. They know each other, of course, from the international side, and it's Chelsea's ball.
Yeah, he just caught him there. I think that was an accident in that respect, and they get on. But it's all slow. Nobody's rushing to take the free kick. I think we'll see this, unless a chance suddenly presents itself. I think the game will gradually slow down.
And it's Avram Grant at the moment in the technical area, as Chelsea knock the ball forward towards Drogba. Drogba's great power there, but in fact it's too much power for the referee. Manchester United have the free kick. Fans, Manchester United to our left, Chelsea to our right. Which end, I wonder, would they take the penalties? Clearance by Manchester United, and that's out of play, and it's quite flat at the moment. And the usual routine in these extra times is sometimes they try it on a little bit in the first period, and then as it gets closer and closer towards the end, they just about shut up shop, really. And now Vidic of Manchester United. Vidic to Ferdinand, 1-1. The goals came in the first half. Manchester United on top in the first half, Chelsea on top in the second. United give the ball away. John Terry's clearance, and free kick is given to Manchester United for the offside. Great clearance by John Terry to deny Manchester United in the first period of extra time. Again, almost at walking pace now. Vidic finds Carrick, who will shuffle forward and pick out Tevez. Giggs in the centre. It hasn't gone off a Chelsea defender, though the United supporters were certainly howling for a corner. It's a goal kick.
Yeah, he tried to burst through between two Chelsea defenders. Ball hit him, really. Probably came off his knee, actually. Goes out for a goal kick. Both teams, to a degree, understandably looking tired now. There's no really oomph about the game at all, so people are just waiting, I think, for this game to run out.
Well, in the stadium, of course, where Sebastian Coe and Steve Ovett did their stuff in the Olympics here, these two now grinding it out towards the end of this Champions League season. We've played already 20 minutes nearly of the extra time here. The ball is thrown in towards Kalou. Kalou can't control it, and again the whistle's gone, and the game is stopping quite a lot here. It's a Manchester United kick.
Yeah, it's almost as if, it's prepared to go to penalties. Now there's going to be a winner, there has to be that, but somehow, it could be always very, very, disappointing, because one person, the goalkeeper can't lose on this, but one person probably misses that penalty, and he has to live with that for the rest of his life. So, it's the big, big moments.
And the two sides can make one more change each, if they care to. In goes Kalou to win the ball for Chelsea. And the ball may break here for Anelka. Anelka going forward. Incoming challenge from Manchester United from Vidic, which the referee didn't like. And Vidic goes down with cramp. But Chelsea have a free kick, and this is not a bad position for them, Graham.
It's interesting. Drogba comes across to him, and he sees Vidic has probably got cramp as well. And he's almost said to him, get up.
And when he gets to his feet,
probably even asking him to be carded.
He gets the yellow card from the referee.
Yeah.
Now then, Drogba, this is maybe his scene. Balak's not very far away either. It's about 25 yards away from Van der Sar's goal. He's trying to sort the wall out. We are 21 minutes now into extra time here, and it's going to be Didier Drogba, I think, in what, many people are saying could be his farewell appearance, although Michael Ballack is still there just to confuse the issue. Cavalio's gone into the area. John Terry's, will he have a blast here, or will he try and put it onto somebody's head? Free kick, and it's Drogba! Just wide, but Van der Sar follows it into the advertising board.
I think Van der Sar knew that was going wide. I mean, he got some pace on the shot. It was below crossbar height anyhow, but wide, so Van der Sar was quite content to see that go wide.
We appear to be heading towards the inevitable here in Moscow. Graham looks at his watch, and it shows that it's about 6 minutes past 1 here in the morning. The game kicked off on the 21st, and it's ending on the 22nd, and Manchester United have the ball. As Alan was saying earlier, in the first half it didn't look as if there'd be any possibility really, the way United were in charge, of it going this distance, as Carvalho now clears. Everybody having to concentrate. Loose header from Vidic. Ballack's ball forward. It's ricocheted off Hargreaves, and that's a very good pass from John Terry to send Ashley Cole away down the left-hand side. Cole infield to Drogba. Drogba trying to hold off Ferdinand, but he only presents the ball to Ronaldo. Only Tevez ahead, though, for Ronaldo. Ronaldo goes past 1-2 players, and get up, says the referee, as he goes down under Ballack's challenge. Referee doesn't give Ronaldo the free kick. Ronaldo now might have a touch of cramp. Tevez has got the ball. I bet he gets back on his feet quickly now, though. And Tevez is doing really well inside the centre circle. Tevez finding Nani down the right, and of course, Ronaldo's back on his feet again. Nani into the area. Giggs and Nani both there. The ball cleared to Ronaldo. Ronaldo shot straight at Michael Ballack. Michael Carrick. There may be possibilities now for Manchester United. Hargreaves to Evra. Lots of red shirts available. Evra's ball in isn't good enough. Headed away by Ballack. Retrieved by Hargreaves. Hargreaves going to the right-hand side to find Wes Brown, and going back for the return. Hargreaves ball in, and it's an easy catch for Czech.
Well, just all of a minute there, a couple of minutes of, some very attacking play by Manchester United, increased the tempo and the pace of it. Difficult for them to do that, of course, on a regular basis now. And in fact, Petr Cech has kicked the ball out of play.
Rain falling relentlessly here on an unpleasant evening, really, in Moscow. More injuries, more cramp, and more stank on him.
Obviously now, fluid is really important. That's where the cramp is coming from. Simple dehydration. And the several players, Chelsea players in particular, Ashley Cole, John Terry, Ricardo Carvalho, all taking the time to stretch those hamstrings, stretch those calves. Been disappointed from both sides, to be honest, in the final third when it's come to whipping balls in, either hard and low across the ground or whipping it in the danger area in between the penalty spot and 6-yard box. The delivery has been poor.
And after all the earlier tetchiness of the game, by the way, Lampard and Hargreaves there were helping each other out to try and get rid of the cramp. But having said all that, there's a scene developing then over on the far side of the field with Tevez and Drogba. Nani, I think, is trying to keep the peace. Carvalho and Makaleli are stepping in, and it's just getting a little out of hand here. Oh, Vidic and Drogba. The referee just needs to get everyone away now. I don't know what Vidic's problem is. He's shaking his fist at Drogba, and the officials are going in there to help out. The linesman's dropped his flag, and we're going to have even more time to be played in this game. What's all that about, Graham?
Well, I wish I could answer it, because it seemed to come out of nothing at all there. Certainly some people, whether Drogba's at it, Vidic, I'm not too certain. I don't think the referee is aware of it. He's got his notebook, he's coming to Ballack. He shows the yellow card to Ballack. He's having a word with his assistants, with Tevez as well, I think.
Oh,
a red card to Drogba.
For Didier Drogba. Didier Drogba is going to be sent off here in the Champions League final. And a yellow card being shown to Carlos Tevez. Well, this is Drogba's last game for Chelsea. This is how he's going to finish. And he can't take a penalty. Well, it was a slap around Vidic's face. And then a push as well on Vidic. Did that merit the red card, Graham?
Well, it's hand to face. You can look at it. It might have been more than 1-2. You can say what we want. We only just touched him. He's actually slapped him or touched him round the face. And people say, well, shouldn't do that, or, well, he hasn't hurt him. Hey, you don't put your hand up round people's faces. It's as simple as that, I'm afraid.
Ferdinand is stepping in between Drogba and Vidic, just to make sure there's no more here. Drogba still hasn't left the field here. Stan, what was your view of that?
Yeah, it was twice. It was right in front of the referee as well. First with the left hand on Vidic, and then second with the right, just as the referee was coming within a yard or so. Crazy from Didier Drogba. What we're seeing out the remaining 6 or 7 minutes, or less than that now. And Chelsea are going to have to reshuffle. Saw Steve Clark just on the monitor there, telling them to go into a 4. And, well, could that be the last of the Chelsea shirt for Didier Drogba?
And now we have absolutely no idea, really, how much time we've got left in this game. But surely now the pendulum turns towards Manchester United again, Graham.
Well, you would think so, wouldn't you? Just in there, and yet we've seen so often teams go back. They'll go to a 4-4-1 or something like that, makes them difficult to break down. So it doesn't always follow that the team with the 11 people will come on.
Ronaldo's been fouled by Essien. It's been there the whole evening, though, under the surface.
Yeah, definitely.
Bubbling away, hasn't it?
All the time.
And a
yellow card to Essien.
And so much for, respect the officials again here tonight. Yeah. It can't have looked good, really, around Europe. As Evra nutmegs the defender, Carvalho steps in. Evra seemed to follow through unnecessarily on Carvalho. And it's pretty scruffy and scrappy at the moment. It's 8 yellow cards and 1 red, says Alan Green. And so that's the end of Didier Drogba. And I would have thought he was one of the potential penalty takers.
Definitely. No doubt about that.
We hear the United fans over the Chelsea fans just at the moment. And we get a television picture of Roman Abramovich as well here. I wonder, Rubel for his thoughts at the moment. As forward comes Owen Hargreaves. Can Manchester United now seize the initiative? But on the counter-attack, it's Kalou. There's no Drogba, of course, now. There's no target man to hit. Kalou's going forward and running towards the corner flag. Across comes Wes Brown. We'll have to really look to the fourth official here for guidance on how much time there will be at the end of this, because I make it we've only got 2 minutes of the extra time to go, but the game stopped there for a good 2 minutes during all that. At the moment we've got Henk ten Kater and Steve Clark and Avram Grant all in the technical area, as the ball is with Edwin van der Sar, who may well be facing another penalty shootout soon in a Champions League final. Ronaldo onto Evra, and that's good defending, strong defending by Michael Essien. Chelsea appeal for the throw-in, and they get it.
I know that at the start of the game Essien would look at himself for the goal that Ronaldo scored and having Ronaldo run at him, but I think Essien has stuck at his task very, very well and gone forward. I think he's had a very, very good game, Essien.
Fourth official just pushing Avram Grant and Steve Clark back as they show that their frustration down there, and Elka can't hold on to it. Hasn't really made a great impact since he came on. And it's going to be Manchester United's throw-in. They have an extra man advantage now. Can they make it count? Carrick allows the ball to come onto him and then finds Tevez. And Tevez forward to Ryan Giggs, who's given offside. Free kick to Chelsea.
Yeah, straight in line with it. Have to agree with the linesman there. Caught offside, but a nice little movement. I think this is what Manchester United, in the first half they were doing so well, lost their way in the second half. In their sharp passing movements, weren't able to continue with them in the second half as Chelsea took control.
The weather's awful here now. It really is raining heavily here in the Olympic Stadium in Moscow. 2 minutes of added time we are now facing here, and we now enter those 2 minutes. We are 2 minutes away from yet another penalty shootout. How important they've become in the modern day. They now do tend to settle so many big games. This one was always so close to call. It was so hard, really, to pick a favourite here between these two. And it looks like it is going to go to the lottery of a penalty shootout. Now, Anelka's header on. Away by Ferdinand of Manchester United. Chelsea now really won't be so ambitious, I don't think, without Drogba. United with Nani. They may get one more chance. Nani onto Tevez. Tevez working very hard. He's got Giggs available down the centre. Giggs with a lovely first touch. Still Giggs on the area, on the edge of the area. Giggs ball in with his left foot. Nani tried to get it. It was great defending by Ashley Cole. And now more players going down in the penalty area. So although we've only got 1 minute of added time, the game will stop once more, and the referee will allow the injured players, to be treated.
Yeah, he's got crashed by Cole. He's got, as Nani comes in, they collide with the heads, but Nani coming in more powerfully from behind Cole. So both players injured, both players laying down, being treated, and neither of them really moving at all at the moment.
And would you imagine, Stan, that over the last 10 days maybe particularly these two have been practising penalties?
Absolutely, without a doubt. I think that for both sides they've realised how important it is. You alluded to it, Mike, in European football these days. We all thought that it would be a very, very close game, maybe 1-0, 2-1 either way, and certainly no surprises that it's going to go to penalties. So whoever the five are, Of course, Didier Drogba may be one for Chelsea, maybe even Wayne Rooney as well from Manchester United. They're certainly not going to be taking them. It'd be interesting to see who lines up in each five.
Absolutely certain, of course, Cristiano Ronaldo will take one for Manchester United, and absolutely certain Frank Lampard and Michael Ballack and probably Nicholas Anelka, I would think, will be taking them for Chelsea. I think we've got a minute now to go of added time. Obviously the game stopped because of the injuries. Ryan Giggs has just been called over now for some final words, final instruction really from Sir Alex Ferguson to see whether United, remember how late they left it in Barcelona. Nani's got a plaster on his head wound. It was Ashley Cole who was the Chelsea player who was injured. I think Ashley Cole actually will be a potential penalty taker. Seen him taking some good ones over the years.
Like Anderson's coming on, isn't it?
Anderson's coming on. There's no sign of Shevchenko, by the way, coming on. But we think Anderson, who maybe is as a designated penalty taker, but they'll have to be quick. We haven't got too long to go as Cech clears, and maybe that's why he is wearing the orange, to try and confuse them all. Now Evra for Manchester United. One last whirl downfield. Ronaldo, that's a tired touch from Ronaldo. Essien denies him. Ronaldo to the unmarked Michael Carrick. Carrick now swings the ball across to the far side of the field. Nani knocks it in. Terry stretches, doesn't really get it away. Nani again. Still Nani for Manchester United. Ronaldo on the edge of the area. Bends it in towards Tevez, who off balance can't control his header. And now if they're going to make the change, they really need to do it now, because we've seconds to go here in Moscow.
Yes, the change is being made now. And Chelsea are making one as well.
Belletti, not Shevchenko. Belletti for Makelele. And Anderson to come on for Manchester United. No idea at the moment who's coming off to make way for Anderson. So Belletti, who, remember, made such a huge impact for Barcelona, coming on as a substitute against Arsenal in the Champions League final. Belletti comes on, Makelele makes way, and there's some delay here before Anderson comes on for Manchester United. They just can't seem to get the message across here, or maybe they haven't decided. Alex Ferguson's out there, and then signals Wes Brown to come off. So those are the final changes in the game.
Yeah, Hargreaves going back to right back for the last minute of extra time. But they are, to get the penalty takers on, there's no doubt about that.
It is 1:20 in the morning in Moscow, and the Champions League trophy still waiting to be presented here. John Terry's diving header, that's the end of the final. So Anderson and Belletti have come on presumably to be involved in the penalties, which is exactly what we're going to have here now as a result of the final score here being 1-1. And I'm sure you've been with us, and just in case you've recently joined the commentary on BBC Radio, United's first half, they led through Ronaldo. They could have had other opportunities to score. Cech made a double save, which was fantastic for Chelsea. Still could be very important. Half-time approaching when Lampard scored. He got a couple of lucky ricochets, and then Chelsea built on that in the second half. They hit the post twice in the game. And so at 1-1 here, we have another penalty shootout.
Thank you, Mike Ingham. 0500 909 693. The lines are open after the presentation of the European Champions League Cup to either Manchester United or Chelsea after penalties. Alan Green will be with you for a full hour tonight, whatever time we finish here in the Luzhniki Stadium in Moscow. Penalties speak for themselves, Stan Collymore. Didier Drogba, what on earth was he doing? I mean, that is the bad side of him, and that is why some of those Chelsea fans behind the goal, although they love him as a player, won't be sad to see him go.
No, if it is to be his last game in a Chelsea shirt, it's a real ignominious end, isn't it? He walked away down in that corner towards the Chelsea fans, and it was almost like a cricketer out for a duck at the MCC. They all turned away, no applause for him. But going back to the penalty shootout, what they've got to do, and I'm sure that they've been doing this week, is whoever takes them is to make your mind up before you walk up and stick to it. Don't be fazed by whoever's behind, whichever goal they're shooting at. Whoever's it, obviously the goalkeepers are going to be there doing their very best to put them off, to move across the line. Make your mind up early, Mark, and stick to it. That is the most important thing in penalty taking.
Drogba, of course, had the real chance for Chelsea. I mean, a terrific effort. I mean, it's about the only thing he's done in the game, that much. But he hit the post there.
Yeah, very good backlift, very quick. It came to him and he was almost leaning back. He knew exactly what he wanted to do, and in that split second managed to do it. The ball whipped in, came off that left-hand post. Frank Lampard, of course, what an ending that would have been if a 2-goal blast in a Champions League final with the season that he's had. And
he dug it out and it nearly hit the underside of the bar. Not quite. I mean, he was so unlucky. I mean, there was a sort of after you there. Ballack really set him up. Rather, he could have had a go himself.
Absolutely. Just looking at the statistics, distance covered, Manchester United 139.56 kilometres to Chelsea's 144.93 kilometres. Where they get these figures from, but it just gives you an idea how much ground both sides have covered this evening.
Well, Chelsea are now in this little huddle. Avram Grant is in the middle of it too, and it's all down to really now a bit of luck, a bit of nerve, and a shot on target.
Absolutely, as you're saying, shots on target there. Chelsea had double, 24 to Manchester United's 12. So Chelsea, without a doubt, have had the best of it in front of goal, but it's still stalemate. And like I say, the players are just walking away now. Seeing Cristiano Ronaldo, Michael Carrick, Nani, Anderson, Owen Hargreaves, all there. Vidic, all the players walking over. Manchester United, Chelsea still in their huddle, waiting to take those penalties.
What's that little bit of nastiness that we had at the end? It's been a bit niggly all the way through. It's sort of quite similar, I think, obviously, to the groundsman's incident at the end after the warm-down during the league game. You know, they've just sort of carried on a bit, haven't they, so a few of them? I mean, Makelele's was at it throughout the whole game as well.
Absolutely, and there's huge stakes. I mean, what we must never try to do, you know, we're in a stadium now, it's wonderful, you know, both sets of supporters, and these days, physical contact. Just seeing Frank Lampard giving the Chelsea supporters an applause, getting them to raise their voices, but what we don't want is the lack of physical contact.
Well, the referee walks towards the end, which behind the Manchester United fans are behind down there. So that's the end. It's to our left where these penalties are going to start. And, well, Stan Collingwood was saying that they've had something like 135 kilometres to cover Chelsea. It's not a long walk, but it'll feel like a long walk if the strikers come back without scoring the goals. Penalty shootout in the Champions League final now between Chelsea and Manchester United. Here's Alan Green.
And soon it will be Carlos Tevez to take the first penalty kick in this shootout. For Manchester United, of course, Petr Cech will be in goal. United have lost both their shootouts in European club competition. And I was commentating on an absolutely incredibly miserable night, also in Moscow, 16 years ago, from a bus with Jimmy Armfield. We'll never forget it. That was in a slightly different arena to this one. Here's Tevez to try to put United in front, and he shoots United in front. Cech went to the right, the penalty went to his left, and United are a penalty up.
Excellent start for Manchester United there. He came around it very, very well. I mean, my view is there's no excuse for a softly hitting penalty unless you score. I think you've got to get your accuracy, you've got to get your pace, and you've got to know exactly where you're going to put it. And certainly Tevez did extremely well then.
Germans never miss penalties. And Michael Ballack, of course, put one away recently against Manchester United in the Premier League. So it's Michael Ballack against Edwin van der Sar here in the penalty shootout. Ballack steadies himself and scores. I mean, was there any doubt ever about that? Van der Sar was nowhere near it, and it's 1-1.
Once again, there it goes on that pace and power. Knew exactly what he was doing. Even if your goalkeeper knows the way you're going to do, they're going to do very well to get a hand to those kind of penalties.
The penalties are being taken at the end to the left, behind which are the Manchester United supporters. So here is Michael Carrick, right-footed, and again he beats Cech very comfortably. Cech went the wrong way, and Carrick bulleted the ball into the net.
Yeah, sending him the wrong way, shaping to put it to Czech's left, swung it with that power into the right-hand side. But 3 very, very good penalties so far.
Well, this is why Balletti came on to take a penalty. By the way, the last time Van der Sar played in the Champions League final, he lost in a penalty shootout. This is his opportunity now to redress the balance. I'm tempted to say in Moscow, it's Russian roulette time. Penalty for Belletti and Chelsea, and at the moment they're 2-1 behind. Here comes Belletti, sends Van der Sar the wrong way, and it's 2-2.
I'm just watching really as the goalkeeper's changed. As Van der Sar previously took an eternity to get up there. Belletti was waiting for him to come. Not so with Petr Cech. He's got himself into the goal.
Do you think this shootout will finish before 2 a.m? Here's Cristiano Ronaldo, who of course missed a penalty in the semi-final first leg away to Barcelona. So unusual for him. Will it be playing in his mind? Cech crouching on the goal line in vivid orange. Ronaldo hesitated. No, he shoots, and Cech has made the save. Ronaldo's missed again. Advantage Chelsea.
Could argue trying to be clever. He's run up, stopped, tried to check him out, and then went in, and Cech himself has then read it.
Well, Frank Lampard stepped up in the Champions League semi-final against Liverpool, and this his opportunity now to give Chelsea an advantage. So Ronaldo, of all people, has missed, and now if Lampard can keep his cool, Chelsea will be in front. Lampard scores. Chelsea lead 3-2.
Well, very, very confident, isn't it? You know, the pressure on Lampard, the opposition's just missed a penalty, and the pressure comes on you then. You know, if you can score, you put your team ahead. So very, very comfortable, excellent penalty.
Crunch time is being reached. It's Owen Hargreaves now from Manchester United, who trail 3-2 in the penalty shootout. Remember, Chelsea lost in the semi-final shootout at Anfield last season in the Champions League. Hargreaves really needs to score. Right-footed, checked out the right way, but it was a good penalty by the England player, and they're level 3-3 for the moment.
Oh, we saw, as Mike was saying earlier, English player brought up in Germany, no problem whatsoever. What a good penalty that is.
I've seen Ashley Cole take a few good penalties for Arsenal. Here he comes for Chelsea. Remember when Chelsea on this very night won the Cup Winners' Cup? That was after a drawn game. They replayed 2 days later. They don't do that these days. Ashley Cole now has an opportunity to keep Chelsea in front. Ronaldo has missed, the only miss so far. Ashley Cole now, who lost in the Champions League final with Arsenal against Barcelona. Edwin van der Sar, just a little bit of gamesmanship there, talking to Cole. He's not going to have much of a run up here. He's going to take it left-footed. Oh, and it's just crept in. It's just crept in off Van der Sar's body. And Chelsea now lead 4-3.
Seemed to go through, didn't he? Van der Sar read it correctly, went the right way. You look at the expressions of the Chelsea players there, but it's in the back of the net. That's all that matters.
Now, it's very simple at this moment. Nani's going to take this penalty for Manchester United. If he misses, Chelsea are champions of Europe for the very first time. What a responsibility on the young man's shoulders. He's already seen Ronaldo miss. It's a short run-up for Nani. He's going to hit it right-footed, and Cech is beaten. It was an excellent penalty.
Well, there is it. I was talking earlier about pressure. What more could there have been on that young man there? Just as a thing of Sir Alex Ferguson, a close-up there. What must be going through his mind? John Terry, Chelsea captain.
This is what is meant by leading from the front. John Terry, I mean, it's only a few days ago that he had a dislocated shoulder. He and Frank Lampard in particular have been so close to this holy grail for Chelsea. And how appropriate might it be if Chelsea are to win the Champions League for the first time in their history, if the goal to take them to the glory is scored by this man. Their captain, fantastic. John Terry has put it wide. He's missed it. He goes down in the penalty area. That was the opportunity. It has not been taken, and Manchester United are alive again.
I think he slipped, you know, just as he was taking it. Look, he does. His left foot slips away from him. And there we are, it's a miss. We've seen that happen before. But his left boot went away from him, it slipped away from him, and he's taken the ball wide.
Torrential rain in the Luzhniki Stadium in Moscow. Reprieve from Manchester United. And here's Anderson to put them in front in the shootout. Left-footed, driven in. Fantastic penalty.
What a great deal of pace and power there. That was never good. On target, pace and power, certain goal.
And how quickly things can turn around. Salomon Kalou wants to get on with this one quickly. He can't at the moment because Van der Sar's not in his goal. Roman Abramovich can hardly bear to look in his city. This is beyond his control now. Kalou has to score or Manchester United win the Champions League. John Terry might have won it for Chelsea. Kalou has to score to keep them in the game and does. He's scored, it's 5-5.
Very easy. Now I think he's going, as a referee, I thought he was going to have a word with Van der Sar. He needs to do, because Van der Sar, it's so obvious, coming up so slowly, taking his time.
Ryan Giggs is next up. Well, the old man of this Manchester United team, setting a record number of appearances for this club tonight, surpassing the record previously held by Sir Bobby Robson, or Sir Bobby Charlton. It's 5-5 on penalties. We're into extra time on penalties. Giggs left-footed, easily beats Cech.
Sends Cech the wrong way, looks to put it as if he's going to put it in the right-hand corner, swings it round to the left. Ball in the back of the net, comfortable penalty.
But the pressure is really on Chelsea now. As long as Manchester United keep putting these penalties away, and their latest player to step up, who's been quite a maverick really, had a roller coaster career, Nicolas Anelka. Anelka, just to repeat now, has to put this penalty away for Chelsea to keep them in the Champions League final. Van der Sar tries to spread himself as wide as he can and makes the save for Manchester United. Van der Sar denies Anelka, denies Chelsea. And in the city famous for Red Square, it's a red night here in Moscow as Manchester United once again become champions of Europe.
It's an extraordinary moment. Manchester United, the whole team have gone to celebrate except Ronaldo, who is lying face down on the turf. Cries of joy from him, and just 10 yards away, John Terry stooped, hands in head, obviously crying his eyes out there. What have I done? He had the chance to win it for Chelsea for the first time at Roman Abramovich's home city of Moscow. He is inconsolable. Ronaldo knows that he's got away with it. He absolutely knows he's got away with it. And John Terry knows it is probably his worst moment in football. Frank Lampard is now over there consoling him. Terry's head on Lampard's shoulder. And Ryan Giggs, the sole Manchester United player who goes over there and says, hard luck, Stan Collymore. This game can be so cruel, it can be so exciting. It had to go one way or the other. Mike and Alan were talking about that. Who would become the hero, who the villain, whose night might become a long, long one. It's happened to Chelsea and to John Terry. Manchester United are champions of Europe for the third time. Sir Alex Ferguson for the second time. Oh my word, did the pitch change it with Terry there? His leg, his standing leg seemed to go as he hit it.
He did, it was reminiscent of David Beckham, wasn't it? Went up to take the penalty, and just at that critical moment, everything seemed to stop. He put the ball wide, and John Terry, the captain, so much of the vanguard of this Chelsea side, he's seen the growth of the club right the way to Abramovich. But congratulations to Manchester United.
Well, John Terry has now got his manager Avram Grant looking after him over there. More consoling for the Chelsea captain, who is distraught at this moment. Van der Sar, who's been the other side of a penalty shootout in a final before, has punched the air. Manchester United, Wayne Rooney, who threw his shirt off when he was substituted, has got it back on now, and he stands alongside the only Mancunian in the team, Wes Brown as they do a jig of delight. They're joined now by the rest of the United side. Tevez is in there, so too is Anderson, so too is Carrick. They're suddenly realising what they've done. Fergie is with them as the whole of the Manchester United side grouped down in front of me to the left here, to the cameras that are banked behind the corner flag. It is Manchester United's night. It is Fergie's night once more. Chelsea still stands stunned away to my right. Carvalho walks slowly around, doesn't know what to do with himself. Ashley Cole stands with his hands on his hips, not knowing either what to do. And my word, there's a big deep breath needed for Chelsea, who had it. They absolutely had the Champions League. John Terry could not have strode forward with more confidence than he did, but he put it wide. It went on, and it's been finished by Van der Sar, who cannot believe what he's managed to do for Manchester United. He's away on the far side now, having slid across the creasing surface. And for the other photograph, the Manchester United fans away to my left here, absolutely in complete delight as Manchester United go on a half lap of honour here to start with. The surface is perfect for the dives as they all go to the far side of the penalty box. Chelsea fans away to my right, absolutely stunned. This is all about Manchester United now. 0500 909 693, that's the number to ring Alan Green after the presentation here in Moscow tonight if you want to be part of 606. Well, it's penalties in the end. It's more than just a final. It is a knockout final. It's been a long road for both of these sides. But Sir Alex Ferguson, with what is really his third Manchester United team, has finally taken his second Champions League title.
Absolutely. I think there's been 16 managers that have done this with two championships to their credit. He's got one more. Just wonder whether that'll revitalise him. Obviously they're chasing Liverpool in terms of championships, 18, and now Bob Paisley's record. He stands out on his own in this tournament, having won 3. Wouldn't surprise you at all, would it, if Sir Alex Ferguson wakes up in the early hours of the morning and wants to attack that task in hand. Just seeing the Manchester United players, it's been a long old season, but pound for pound for me they've been the best side in Europe. And having won the title last year and regained it, it is lovely to see a team that has won their domestic title to go on and rightfully be crowned as champions of Europe.
Balak's in tears. It mattered to him. He's shown coolness throughout his career, but he's overcome with the emotion tonight as well. John Terry still inconsolable. He is in all sorts of agonies. Steve Clarke has been trying to sort him out there, and the rest of Chelsea have this agonising wait now as Manchester United will make their way towards, I'm so pleased to say, is the proper way to present a cup of this magnitude. It'll be an old-fashioned step up for Manchester United. Champions League winners, the double is theirs. What a magnificent double for Fergie and for this young Manchester United side. This could just be the real beginnings of something great for them as well, with so many young players involved. Fergie said, I trust my young players to deliver for me. They've done just that. You're listening to 5 Live Sport. It's been a great game. It's perhaps not been the greatest football, but it has had absolutely everything in it. And just one thought. If Drogba hadn't stupidly got himself sent off, would John Terry have stepped forward to have taken that penalty? But it's about winners, and they're Manchester United. Mike Ingham.
Well, Rio Ferdinand is desperate to get this trophy. He's urging everyone to join him. It can be a cruel game, though, can't it? I mean, for John Terry, of all people, to miss the penalty. I remember him really going through it after the penalty shootout in Germany, after the World Cup defeat by Portugal. He has just crumpled down there, but as much as they try and console him, Peter Kenyon I see down there, it's all now about Manchester United. They didn't have penalty shootouts, did they, 50 years ago? But 50 years on from the tragedy in Munich, there was that big banner around the stadium earlier on for the Babes. The Babes, of course, were attempting to win that European Cup when they were tragically killed. And 40 years, of course, now on from the success, the first success at Wembley, Manchester United have won the trophy once more. They will walk up the steps where they will be received by a great former player himself, Michel Platini, won the European Cup with Juventus. Edwin van der Sar, who was on the other end of it, as Mark was saying, the last time he played in a Champions League final. He lost in a penalty shootout. First of all, though, the officials are going to go up. And Michel Platini's waiting for that big trophy. That big trophy is there. And we think that a combination of Ryan Giggs and Rio Ferdinand, it takes a bit of lifting this trophy. We think they will be the men to lift it. Ryan Giggs, on the night that he breaks Sir Bobby Charlton's record, climaxing a fantastic career, and Rio Ferdinand, who was the captain tonight at the start of the game. So Ludos, Mikel and his officials get their medals. Manchester United wait for their final instructions. Edwin van der Sar sticks his tongue out at the camera. Nani's doing all sorts of jigs down there. And the Chelsea players just have to stand in the torrential rain down there and wait. And all the Chelsea fans are still in the end away to our right, just to say goodbye and thanks to their team for the season. Sir Bobby Charlton, whose mac is splattered by the rain down there. Sir Bobby Charlton hugs Rio Ferdinand, the Manchester United captain, as they wait to make the walk. Wembley 1968, the drama of 1999 against Bayern Munich in Barcelona, and Sir Alex Ferguson maintains his 100% record in European finals, beginning of course with Aberdeen, and now very much so with the team that may be considered now to be his best at Manchester United.
I just want to tell you that what Fergie has said tonight is exactly that, Mike, because Manchester United just waiting really with a guard of honour for Chelsea, the losers, I guess, to come through first and get their losers' medals. Not that they'll want them. Fergie has said we deserved it. We had the best chances in the match. In extra time we got better. It was a fantastic achievement. He thought it was a good game, and when asked, he said yes, this is the best United team ever.
Well, he was holding back on that because he was asked about it yesterday, and his answer really was, well, let's see what happens tomorrow. As Sir Alex shakes the hands of the officials down there, we understand that the survivors of the Munich disaster, Albert Scanlon and Harry Gregg and Kenny Morgans and Bill Foulkes, are here with Sir Bobby Charlton, but it will be Chelsea, first of all, led by their chief executive Peter Kenyon and John Terry and Frank Lampard, Joe Cole, Michael Essien, Ricardo Carvalho, Belletti, and then Nelka. It was his penalty miss in the end, or should it be the save from Edwin van der Sar, which finally settled the issue here. It's a tough game, Graham Taylor, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is. The situation is that when you come to the penalties there, when we know there's going to be the hero, there's going to be the villain, you cannot alter it. Great tension, great excitement, but at the end of the day it's Manchester United that come out with the trophy.
Avram Grant, and there'll be all sorts of conversations and things written over the next few days about where he goes from here. He did actually start his press conference yesterday with the words, "Can I go now?" Well, I think that might be one of the questions that'll be asked now about him, as Peter Kenyon receives a shield from Michel Platini. There'll be some consolation for John Terry, but no words really. Stan Collymore, as you can join us as well now, watching these pictures of an emotional John Terry. There's nothing anyone can say. I mean, Bruce Butt there is putting his arm around him, one of the Chelsea directors, but John Terry completely disconsolate.
He's a very proud man, John Terry. He loves this club. He's been here since, well, the very beginning of the revolution, really. And just as we're seeing the losers' medals being given to the players, they won't count for anything. They'll find their way into the back of a drawer. But a poignant moment for me was Bobby Charlton going over to Rio Ferdinand and just tapping him on the chest. And you can imagine him saying, enjoy this, because these moments, whoever you play for, whether it be Manchester United, Chelsea or whoever, don't come across very often.
Two players just receiving runners-up medals for the second time in their careers, Ashley Cole and Michael Ballack. I mean, that's not really Michael Ballack's scene at all. He wanted to win that more than anybody down there tonight. And Avram Grant as well, who's soaked to the skin, also gets a pat and a word from Michel Platini. Chelsea, who have come close, of course, since the Abramovich era began, the semi-final defeat against Monaco, the semi-final defeats against Liverpool. The Manchester United players at the moment are forming some kind of guard of honour and patting the Chelsea players as they retreat, and they will go across to their own fans, Chelsea. But the stage is about to be Manchester United's once that final Chelsea player has come. In fact, it's going to be Avram Grant who makes the long walk finally. Remember his emotional scenes going down on his knees at the end of that victory over Liverpool at Stamford Bridge. Well, now Avram Grant departs the scene, and it's going to be all about the team in red and the unbelievable Sir Alex Ferguson, really, who, let's face it, a few years ago was on the way out of Manchester United. The legend goes that it was his wife, Cathy, who talked him out of premature retirement. And the fact that Sir Bobby Charlton is down there, I'm just wondering, you know, whether he may go up ahead of the queue in the way that Peter Kenyon did. But let's not prejudge things here. Graham Taylor.
Yeah, I mean, when you see Sir Bobby Charlton there for, you know, people of a certain age, which includes myself, it's a great fee. I mean, fantastic. But as Sir Alex says, we're in the present now, and he says this is the best United side that he's had.
Here we go. Rio Ferdinand has a white towel draped around his shoulders. Manchester United starts their march up the steps to Michel Platini. That big trophy with the big ears, the big handles, is waited to be lifted, and it is. The hero from 1968, the Munich survivor, Sir Bobby Charlton, who will lead Manchester United up to the rostrum there. And just how moving and appropriate is that? Manchester United is the big flag being raised away to our left. Manchester United's great knight of the realm, Sir Bobby Charlton, on the night when Ryan Giggs has gone one appearance better, followed by the Footballer of the Year and maybe this year's European Player of the Year, Cristiano Ronaldo. There's a big embrace between Sir Bobby and Michel Platini. Bobby Charlton is in fact urging Michel Platini not to put the medal around his neck, but he's got a shield and he's got another hug. And now Cristiano Ronaldo, who got the show on the road here tonight with the first goal, he receives his first Champions League medal. Edwin van der Sar gets his second. I can see Patrice Evra lining up now, having missed out with Monaco. There's a big hug now between Cristiano Ronaldo and Sir Bobby Charlton. The past, of course, and very much the present. And Sir Alex Ferguson, hair plastered by the rain here. This is what he's all about. Winning the trophies. Ryan Giggs shakes his... It's going to be that combination again that we saw at Wigan of Rio Ferdinand wearing the yellow armband that says C on it, but also Ryan Giggs, who will step forward to win the Champions League for the second time in his career, to add to those 10 Premiership titles. They're right at the end of the queue, and ahead of them is Sir Alex Ferguson. There's a huge big beam on Rio Ferdinand's face. Goodness me, you know, next week Rio Ferdinand and John Terry are meeting up to play with England, Stan Collymore. I mean, how difficult is that going to be for these United players?
Do you know what? I think that both of these players have come of age. They'll shake each other by the hand and wish each other all the very best, and that's how it should be.
The medal placed around Rio Ferdinand's neck, the medal placed around Ryan Giggs' neck, the big mosaic from the United fans away to our left in red and white before the game spelt the word believe. And now they really do, as Michel Platini presents the Champions League trophy for 2008 to Manchester United, to Ryan Giggs and to Rio Ferdinand, United champions of Europe for the third time, and they have done it for the Babes.
Mike Ingham, Alan Grigg, Graham Taylor and Stan Collymore, your commentators on 5 Live Sport in Moscow tonight. We're getting well into the morning. 6:06 will be with you in a few minutes' time. Graham Taylor and Stan Collymore are with me. Sir Alex Ferguson has achieved so much. Is he going to go on now to achieve even greater things?
Yes, it's as simple as that. He ain't going to stop now. When is he going to stop? It's interesting, the 2 trophies he's won. You know, your Bayern Munich, last kick of the game, swings it round from 0-1 down to 2-1. Here, you're going out via penalties. Miss, you win it by penalties.
I mean, and not just the penalties as well. I mean, it's inches always in this game, as you both well know. I mean, twice Chelsea hit the woodwork. They pulled themselves up off the floor with that equaliser from Frank Lampard after Manchester United had totally dominated, but it wasn't to be.
Absolutely. First half, you'd have to say, was Manchester United. Second's Chelsea. But certainly the extra time petered out. We're just looking at these players.
Van der Sar has just lifted the trophy. He's kissed it twice.
Saw Wayne Rooney pick it up. Patrice Evra just about now to pick it up. This is what players play football for. You want to get your hand on the big trophies, and they will have a wonderful evening tonight.
Paul Scholes, what a moment for him as well, Stan. A true professional.
Well, like Roy Keane, 1999, I'm sure was etched on Paul Scholes' face. Would he ever get his hands on it again? It's been a long old time, 8 years. But the little fella, for me, one of the best English players of his generation, thoroughly deserved.
Well, this Manchester United side are going to celebrate long into the night here in Moscow. Chelsea have sadly, as always the case, made their way after going down to their fans to applaud what's left of their fans here before making their way down the tunnel. Fergie is there now, a broad smile across his face. He'll be part of the action tonight. What's the action like outside Old Trafford, Nick Garnett?
Well, this is what happened when the final penalty was taken. What do you think of that?
That was too much. That was too much. Oh my God. I couldn't believe that.
What are your thoughts?
Unbelievable. What a finish. I thought we were dead and buried when we missed the first penalty. Next thing, we're back. Unbelievable. I just can't talk. Unbelievable.
Well, here at the pub round the corner from Old Trafford with 4 of the fans, just how was that for you?
That was a brilliant result for football.
In what way?
In the way that Chelsea's attrition football didn't come through. They got beat in the end.
What were the nerves like in here at those penalties?
I have to say, I walked away and didn't watch them.
What about you? Did you watch them?
Go on, United! Woo!
Did you watch them?
I couldn't bear to watch, but at the ending you just had to give in and just try and pray yourself towards the telly. But best night of my life, just don't tell her.
Lovely. Well, fans are going to be celebrating right the way throughout the night.
Well, the Manchester United side now make it back out on the pitch, led by Wayne Rooney on this occasion, alongside him Anderson, who's showing what quick feet he's got, and some of the backroom staff who've worked so hard. Fergie was praising them yesterday, that the last 10 days following the end of the season was vital for the backroom staff. They did absolutely everything right. Avram Grant was the last of the Chelsea team to leave the field. In fact, I think he probably took a lot of the losers' medals over to the Chelsea fans who are still here, and they seem to throw them into the crowd over there too. It'll be Rio Ferdinand and Ryan Giggs who won't let go of this trophy. The photographs are about to be taken here. West London will be quieter right now, Leslie Ashmole.
Oh, absolutely remarkable. They are just bereft, and listen to what it's like now in the streets here. I mean, there's nobody here, and just think how busy it was earlier on. They just piled out of the pub. They all went home immediately. They are absolutely distraught. Absolutely distraught.
Leslie, thank you very much indeed. Ronaldo has said that he's staying at Manchester United next season, Stan.
Well, there's no need for him to go anywhere else. Is there people talking about world record bids from the likes of Real Madrid and the like? Manchester United have a base. They have
hang on. I've got to say, this is bizarre. We've had the streamers, they're gold. It's like massive bits of tinkle, and it's absolutely the players
can't move.
They can't move.
There's
no jig up and down going at the moment. They're a golden generation. There's absolutely no doubt about that, Graham Taylor.
You look at that, you had to laugh at it. They've got all these tapes, yellow tapes, and they're literally covered. When they all came down, the whole Manchester United squad was covered by them, and all you could see was this moving mass of tape. They've got out of it now, and they're taking the cup to the Manchester United supporters.
Cristiano Ronaldo and Wes Brown with Rio Ferdinand and Anderson really loving the moment. Wayne Rooney too. The whole of the United side are there. So in life there's sympathy, as there is in football sometimes too. 50 years on from Munich then, Manchester United have won the Championship of Europe. I remember on this year's 50th anniversary of that terrible disaster, the surviving goalkeeper Harry Gregg spoke to me about the future. He didn't want to look back, he wanted closure. And I guess tonight, this current Manchester United side have given him and the other survivors and the surviving relatives just that. They can close a chapter, they won't be forgotten, but Sir Alex Ferguson and this current Manchester United can now open a new chapter for this extraordinary football club. It's Manchester United's night in Moscow. It's your chance to have your say with 5 Live and 606's Alan Green.
An all-English Champions League final. Manchester United, Chelsea in Red Square.